Okay, well, I can't. No, well, I'm just looking at Mikel Arteta now.
Okay.
Obviously, the game's not started yet. Is that Andrew Mariner? Yeah, Andrew Mariner has just come on.
Yeah.
When it kicks off, I'll be able to give you sort of seconds, which is good because
Mhm.
if it's 20 seconds ahead or whatever, you just need to pause it for 20 seconds or whatever,
Okay.
or 15 seconds or whatever. That just keeps it nicely in sync. So I am watching the game as well. I don't want to be like,
No, it's fine. Like literally on my side, the game has just kicked off. We're 10 seconds in.
Okay.
Nothing's happened yet, but the game has kicked off. But what do you think about?
We've kicked off now. So what are you on now?
I'm at 28 seconds.
Okay. So you're 28 seconds ahead. Wow.
Okay. Do you want me to pause? Because I'll pause it for the next 28 and then count.
Where's Ebony? Where are you, Ebony?
Pause, Naomi. Pause.
I'm still trying to get the shit.
Okay. I'm on 21 seconds. 22, 23, 24, 25.
Good evening. Good afternoon, Bertram, or good morning.
Good morning. It's early here.
And good afternoon, everybody who's watching on the watch along with us.
Okay, we're live, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Rodney Willis says defeat isn't an option. 3 points and no excuses.
Completely agree.
Please sync Naval Cam. Yeah, guys, if you can sync it. I'm on 52, 53.
Oh, perfect. Because I'm on 56. I've paused mine now for a bit.
Good. That's good. I'm a little bit ahead.
What are you on?
No, Bertram's way ahead.
Who are we looking at? Who are we looking at for reactions?
I'm at a minute 12.
I'm looking at.
What are you on, Bertram?
I'm looking at Naomi's for reactions.
I'm at 130 now. I'm at 130.
Okay, so Bertram was on.
Can you pause, or are you just going to let it run?
I'm going to let it run, but I'm going to try to control my emotions, even though that's almost impossible. But I'm going to...
Have you got pause button on your remote?
I think let me gotta check my remote. I've never used the pause button. I don't see it on it either. That's okay. I won't express any perspective on what transpired. I'll give you a chance never to catch up.
So you might as well just pause it, so we're all on the same thing.
No, I don't see a pause on mine. Actually, I'm looking at my remote. I don't see a pause because I've never used the pause button. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have a pause actually.
Good afternoon, 18. Cool K is in the house. Good afternoon, Mr. Campbell.
So what's
I think Pepper should feel undone not being in the starting lineup today. That's tough.
To be honest, I'm surprised not to see him. Like I thought, you know what? Like Saka's going to play against Spurs. He's going to play against Olympiacos for 90 minutes. Like we know that. Like why not play Pepe in this one and save Saka for the three big games that are coming up?
Well, he has to play William because it's his favorite. So we know, even though William played well the last game, but he has to play William. He will not feel right unless he plays William. And look, we want William to get in form also. It's going to be tough on Martinelli and Pepe going forward because I'm not sure how to get game time. If William plays well and Saka continues to play well.
It might even just be the momentum of the play. He might just need to keep up that momentum just to keep him bubbling over. No one knows.
He loves William because William does work hard defensively, so he loves William.
Mm-hmm.
Apollo's gone with was it 1-0 prediction for Arsenal. I'm going with a 3-1 Arsenal. I think we're going to beat them. I think we've got everything we need.
I'm going for a 2-1.
2-1. Right.
And
didn't Burnley just get thrashed 4-0 by Spurs or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but they drew with Leicester, so you can't really judge it based on that one.
Well, I mean,
subsequent to that game, and they were leading for part of that game.
Burnley's a type of team that will lose one, win one, draw one, lose one, win one, draw one.
Well, we're basically injury-free, apart from Smith Rowe. And I'm sure Arteta is glad Smith Rowe is out today because then he can play Odegaard like he wants to and have a more balanced team.
Leno, get back in your... Sorry.
No, I was going to say, what do you guys think of Callum Chambers starting? So I think it's first Premier League start
Yeah, that was
all season.
Well, no, he started because Arteta's trying to match up with the physicality of Burnley and also with the aerial presence.
Mhm.
So if you have a big enough right back, then ball coming in the box, Chambers will be able to head them out. Plus, Chambers has played center midfield for Fulham for a whole season and played well, so he can play on the ball. So, and you're not worried about speed behind you. I mean, McNeil has some speed, but you're not worried about speed behind you. So.
Do you think that maybe that's the reason why he doesn't play him more than Callum Chambers in central midfield or at right back? Because I think he's very impressive.
Well, he's been injured out for a while, right? So he's just getting back. Boom! 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 I'm sorry, Nabil.
No, Nabil, it sounds like
sorry, Nabil. I'm sorry, Nabil, but
It's all right.
Aubameyang just scored.
I'll come back at half time. That's all right. I'll come back at half time.
Aubameyang.
No, Nabil, I'm with you. I'm with you. We just saw it.
Right now.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
I
Because I'm
haven't
watching.
seen it yet.
I'm here for Apollo, but I'm watching the game as well. So I'll catch you guys at half time.
All right.
Cheers, bro.
Sorry. Couldn't withhold that one.
You know what? That's just like the one he scored against Leicester.
Yeah, it's his favorite thing. It's poor defending though. You got to push him on. You got to push him wide. I saw that with Mount yesterday, or the other day when Mount scored against Liverpool. You have to push the right foot or wide on his left foot.
But even before then,
touching it though.
But even before then, the whole play starts at Thomas Partey. There's 4 players surrounding Thomas Partey, and it's just him and Xhaka. Then they just pass around him.
Well, Partey doesn't feel pressure. That's the thing when he has the ball. He doesn't feel pressure when he has the ball.
That is.
He's always going forward, so that will happen.
That is brilliant. Well done,
How many Burnley players are in the box though?
Yeah.
It's about 4 or 5.
See, a while ago, Chambers just had a ball out. That's why they need him in there. He's going to rotate over quite a bit in the middle of the park. You guys may not have reached there yet, but his height and heading is a need this game.
Yeah, I just saw that bit. Well, listen, once we sell Bellerin, then dealing like in terms of buying a new right back, I don't think we need to. You got Suarez, you got Chambers
we need to improve the squad. We need a right back with both defensive and offensive capability. Right now, it's mainly I wouldn't even say either the other for Bellerin.
Really?
No, I don't see Bellerin as a good defender or a good attacker.
Oh no.
So you say sell? Are you saying sell Bellerin?
I'd be open to it.
I'm saying you should have sold Bellerin in the January transfer window, but
wow,
you may get more for him in the summer. Now, Bellerin was a very good right back at one point. He has lost his pace, and that was the defining attribute. I don't see Bellerin. Where we're trying to get to, Bellerin is not the answer.
I just love the way Arteta celebrates.
Yeah. Well, we have 11 losses. He needs to get some more wins.
The first half of the season has just completely changed us. You just have to think if we'd had the level of consistency like what we've been producing now, our season would be a lot better.
Yeah.
So,
people like William,
have you forgiven? I was asking, have you forgiven Aubameyang?
If he scores like this, he can be in my team any day. If he keeps scoring, that's all he does. To make himself valuable, he has to score goals because he doesn't do anything else, so he needs to score. That's what we pay him $350 a week.
What about you, Naomi?
Listen, I have no problem with Aubameyang. I accept the fact that he's limited, but I just deal with him. I'm going to deal with him for the next 3 years, and then let's adapt and evolve. But if you keep scoring like that, keep him. You have to. But was it Pro Lover says another assist by Willian, which
that's not an assist. We're really getting carried away. It's not an assist.
No, but that's what
if
counts.
If you pass me the ball,
it wasn't an assist.
The box,
it was an assist. No. If he does that 10 more times,
so here's the question, Neil missed. If I'm Partey and I pass the ball to Xhaka and he dribbles the length of the field and scores, is that an assist?
Yes.
I'm the last person.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
No, it's just the rules.
You know who used to have assists? Ozil used to have assists, even though he's not my favorite player. He used to have assists. He playing the ball between the lines. You run on and score. That's an assist. I don't buy that. That's overrating an assist.
Oh,
come on now. It's an assist.
Look. I want William to do well. I want William to do well, but I'm not giving an assist for that. Sorry. It may be the stats, but I think that's overrated. The ball to Tierney was more of an assist. It was in the box. The one that Tierney scored, even though Tierney had to create space to score. This one, he passed it way outside the box. I'm about to take it down the line, cut inside against two people and score, and you're going to give someone credit for... No. Hey, Bullion. Good morning or good afternoon. How you doing? Thanks for joining the stream.
What's up, Bullion? Everybody on the stream, welcome. It's Burnley 0, Arsenal 1 at Turf Moor. A very difficult place to go to.
so far we're making it look easy. I mean, and I think we've rattled them. This feels like Leicester.
Stop it! Don't jinx it, now, miss. Don't jinx it. Here's Willian again.
Come on, Odegaard.
Tierney. I swear down. As soon as the armory opens, I'm getting Tierney's name on the back of my shirt.
Yeah, Tierney, Saka. Like, they deserve to get at least some of my money. The way how they've performed this season, incredible.
They have played well. They are youngsters.
Oh, you lost the ball.
We need Burnley to come out and play so we can get space behind.
If Willian continues to play the way he has, I'll even get his name on the back of my shirt.
No. In order for that to happen, Willian would have to have no more bad games for the rest of his Arsenal contract.
William has had two and a half good games in 27, 20,
yes.
about 30 games.
Yeah, he would need like another 50 good games to where you should even consider.
That's just about 7% of his games he's played well. 7% is not a good number. 7% is not a good number.
That for the
What's up, Tony?
Tony, could you hear us? And we're not going to stop. Yes, we ain't going to stop.
We can hear you, Tony.
Thank you, guys. Hang on a sec.
I didn't run Nabil off the stream. Nabil just can't. Nabil's stream is a little bit slow.
18 is saying you're a Xhaka fanboy, Bertram.
That's the second week in a row.
18 is a hater. I can't talk to 18. He's a hater. He's hating his players who are playing well because he doesn't like them. He's like Apollo with Xhaka. Apollo has a Xhaka phobia, so I don't know what it is. If Xhaka plays well, I'm going to credit him. Xhaka is not the answer for us, but you know what? He's best of the lot that we have got, our second best of the lot in terms of midfielders. So he has to play. And my manager loves him, so what we're going to say?
He's your manager now. Okay. I hope you know they're going to remember that in the chat.
No, he's all our manager. He managed my team, so he's my manager. He is my manager. Until he leaves Arsenal. Emery was my manager. So was Wenger when I wanted him out. He's my manager until he leaves.
I'm a far and wide, Leonard.
Good morning, young Tony. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm good. He's good.
We've come just in time to watch the Arsenal dominate.
Well, I'm not about dominating.
Well, listen, we're 1-0 up. Well, after 5 minutes? We'll probably score another couple goals before half time. I'll get some popcorn. We can sit back and relax.
Yeah, this is Arsenal. You know that, right?
Well, I'm going to have to leave you guys after I'm going to have to leave you guys after the first half because I'm at work.
Yeah. No worries.
Oh, okay. we're leading Leeds 4-0, and we're on the edge of our seat come second half. That's Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh, fuck Arsenal.
Even though I do think Aubameyang is going to score 3 today. I think Burnley
Another-
has space,
Another
Burnley
hat
has
trick.
space behind them.
Come on, Tierney.
Well, Burnley are quite physical, so it could be quite difficult.
It's going to be difficult for us to get like crosses into the box for someone to head. I mean, this is probably set up for Odegaard to kind of put one of those eye through the needle passes.
Yeah, that would have to be. That's why it's being played. Is to break that line between the central defenders.
Aubameyang was on.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Xhaka.
So Kuke says six goals in the last 5. Yeah, Kuke, he is. But Kuke, where are we in the league? Can you just tell me where was he for most of the season? We can't just jump on our horses and laud all these players because they're not doing okay. We have lost 11 games, and Aubameyang was nowhere to be found. And we're supposed to be a top 6 team. We are 10th in the league. So when I hear people crowing about, oh, Bertram, where are you now with Aubameyang? I'm asking the question, where are we? We have lost 11 games. He didn't turn up. So I don't disagree that he's doing better now, but you know what? Where were you for most of the season? Similar with Willian.
Come on, Tierney. Willian.
Willian says being a Gooner needs a health warning
And then
sometime.
Newcastle.
I agree. And the Europa League game against Benfica
It's
was
true.
the worst one.
Yeah, that was. See,
You know, I almost turned to a bottle of rum.
That game was awful. Absolutely awful.
And by the way, Apollo is saying about Abe always score goals. Yes, he has scored a few goals, but 3 in one game, 2 in one game. How many games has he scored this season in individual games and also against the top teams? So let's be fair in our assessment and our judgment about players' performance. Abba is a great goal scorer. I've always said that. But his attributes are not good enough. Now, they won't get any better, so we have to live with what we have. But let's assess people based on the totality of their game, not just because they score a couple goals in a couple games.
Arte. This shot is backwards, man. Come on now, go forward, man. Here's
Yeah,
Louise.
Well, we're doing well in the box so far. We are doing well in. We have 3 tall people in the box, so at least you can match them in the area of prowess.
It's a bad pass by Partey. Come on, let's hit him on the counter attack. Let's go, Xhaka.
So you're ahead of me now, Neil, miss. You're ahead of me.
Yeah. I fast forward.
Oh, okay. So you had slowed it down.
Yeah, I slowed it down, and then I think when there was a stop and play. Ooh!
Yeah, you're way ahead of me.
You know
I
what?
heard you make that sound. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. Oh, wow, that's a brilliant
That
ball.
doesn't sound like a good
You're
one.
just seeing.
That's what we're missing actually. That ball over the top on a dime that David Luiz was putting in early in the season, or last season.
So the ball comes in. Was it from Thomas Partey? Oh, nice ball to Aubameyang. Aubameyang misses it initially, but it falls in his path, and he just doesn't manage to get it on target.
No, he didn't miss it initially. He got controlled by the defender who missed it.
Yeah,
but then he didn't have the composure to just take his time.
Aubameyang, Partey.
But he'll get more. I've just stopped I paused mine briefly, so I should be on sync with you guys now. Was it Apollo says, Bertram, I agree about his skill level, but he didn't just wake up one morning with a lack of ball skills. It's always been there, yet he's done well. I'm just surprised about you and Tony's love for, I guess that's supposed to be Xhaka.
No, I think what you're surprised about is my and Tony's objectivity in assessing our players. Not about us loving Xhaka. We both said Xhaka is not the answer. We have both said Xhaka lacks athleticism that allows him to be one in midfield. What we have both said, though, is that when he plays well, we're going to give him credit. We're not going to hate him because he told some of our fans at the stadium to go someplace they don't want to go. That's not what we do.
Bang on.
I agree. Xhaka isn't the answer. I mean, Xhaka is one of these players that will make a mistake that will lead to a goal, and he's done that quite a few times.
So last game he played, I watched AFTV and a few more channels, and they were all praising how great Xhaka was. And then I hear in his form, we're saying he gets a 4 and a 3 and a 5, and I'm like, what game are we watching? What, he gets a -3 for just starting? That's where we're starting from. Start him at 0 like everybody else.
Yep, that's right.
No, he gets good. Watch AFTV and Robbie on his show, because I watch them sometimes, and look at their scoring for Xhaka. They were all praising how well he did. He was excellent. He played well. He tackled. He was in all the play. And then you guys say he's awful.
When you beat a team 3-1 and they're a top 4 team, you can't get less than 5. And people will give you Xhaka less than 5.
Exactly.
I gave him a 6.
And he was the one putting in the tackles. He put in a lot of tackles. Forget about the offensive game. And by the way, it was him and El Nene in the middle.
It was the last Premiership game.
Still dominated the middle.
Yeah, last Premiership game was Leicester, 3-1 away. So what minute are you guys on right now?
21:18.
21:22.
20:50.
So Neil was slowed down again, Neil. You slowed it down?
Yeah, I slowed it down so that I wouldn't be that far ahead.
That's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
I missed that, Neil. My essence went out. What did you say?
No, I said I paused it so I wouldn't be so far ahead.
Oh, no!
You know, Burnley are playing.
That's hard to miss, Saka. How did you miss that? That's unbelievable. You should have used the side of your foot.
It's coming from me, yeah?
Welcome to
guys.
1-2 with Aubameyang. He got through,
Saka.
and somehow Saka missed that. Saka didn't score. He didn't even hit the target.
Nah.
He tried to go far post and kicked it outside. It should have been a tap-in.
Oh.
That's a bad miss.
But good play from Chambers, Saka, and Aubameyang.
Oh, by the way, I like Chambers. So let me just say that out loud before. So don't give me a hard time at 18. I'm a Chambers fan. I watched him play at Fulham when he played center midfield. He was their best player. I think he has quality. Right back is a little bit tough, given the lack of speed. But he's comfortable on the ball. He's good in the air. He can make a tackle. I like Chambers. And when he played against Newcastle and got taken out with Emery the next game, when we beat them, that was unfair to him.
This is the first time I'm going to say this about Saka. My mother would have scored that.
Ooh.
That's the only time I'm going to say that. Okay? I love you, Saka.
I have missed easier goals. I'm not saying anything. When you're in front of goals, it's a whole different story. It's good to talk when you're behind, but when you need to make a decision, a split decision, you're thinking about, do I go wide? Do I go right? Do I go over the keeper? Yeah. You can make the wrong decision.
Look at the way he shoots it. He has to toe pun it. So you have no control. When you toe pun the ball, you lose total control.
And it was a side footing as well. But he's doing well. He's doing well. So is it the end for Nketiah then?
No.
Yes.
It's not. Listen, like Arteta came out and said that it's his fault why Nketiah isn't getting any games, and you know I agree with that, but he just should have been sent out on loan. I mean, he just needs games.
Arteta needs to go run for office. Arteta needs to go run for office. That's what he should be doing. He's brilliant with the media talking crap. I'm not buying that nonsense. And Nketiah's days are not going to be, not this season anyway. So think about it. So if Abba plays in the middle, that means Lacazette is a backup. There is no place for Nketiah. With the way William is playing now, the way Pepe is playing, Alba is not going back outright. It's not happening. Saka, Martinelli still can't get a game. Where is their place for Nketiah?
Well, you're right.
You
Definitely not this season.
Martinelli can't even get a sniff. There's no place for Nketiah. And he hasn't taken his chance when he's gotten it. So Arteta can say what he wants because he always says that to keep harmony in the team. And that's the right approach as a leader and a manager. But there's no place for Nketiah.
I think there is. I just think that maybe he can come on in Europa and, well, we haven't got any cup games left.
Which Europa? Europa is at a stage now where all the best players play. There is no time to experiment or play individuals who are not going to be deemed to be first teamers. No, he doesn't have a place.
Willian says he's still a talent, but we should send him out on loan, otherwise he'll leave. And he probably would leave. I don't want him to leave, but one of those.
He's a talent, but he's not a top six. At this point, he's not a top 6 talent. Will he get there like a average? No. But not a top 6 talent.
It's not now. That because in order to maximize his money that we can get for him, we need to send him out again. We need him to sign another contract because selling him this summer, you're selling him in the last year of his contract, which means the price goes down.
Yep.
I would give him a deal.
Contract, goes on loan somewhere for a year. The next year, we can sell him for 30 million.
Yep. I think that's the best option, and then you can be able to see what he can do out on loan. Especially if it's in like the Championship. If he goes to the Championship and scores 25, 30 goals in a season, that's going to cause any manager to look at him and say, you know what, maybe he can do a job at Arsenal. Or we can go on and sell him.
And to be honest, why are we looking at Championship teams? Why aren't we looking at Premier League teams? Look at Hudson-Odoi.
That's true.
You know, there's going to be teams who lack a striker. If he thinks he's good enough for Arsenal, show us in another Premiership team. Joe Willock's at a Premier team. Ainsley Maitland-Niles at a Premier League team. Why should he go to a Championship team?
For me, I only thought that way because of the fact that he's relatively unproven. And I think it'd be a bit of a risk for another Premier League side. And it's probably going to be a team that's lower down at the end of the table, maybe like a Brighton, who like they kind of flirt with relegation every single year, but they
still
always
play good football.
Yeah. As long as he's able to play at least 60 minutes, like almost every single game, I think that's what he needs, and then you'll be able to kind of see. But he's approaching that age.
That's got to be what we've got to be looking for, because if you think you're that good, in your capabilities that you should be the striker for Arsenal, then don't be afraid to go to Brighton, go to Burnley, go to Fulham, and do a job. Norwich will be up next year. They'll need a striker.
That's true. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Teams like that where you go, okay, they play good football. Every year, there's good teams come up into the Prem, and you can look at those teams and go, okay, they need a striker. Go show yourself, show your capabilities. Mm-hmm. And if after 12 months everyone's ranting and raving, look at Saliba, classic case. Playing in the French First Division, everybody's raving about him now. Now, yes, given it's not as good as the Premiership, but you can only do the best at where you're at.
No, absolutely right.
Do you think that one's good? That one's better. Get me a piece of paper and the scissors. I'll show you a good one.
Oh.
That was a good pick-out pass by Odegaard.
Saka gotta make a better pass than that.
Yeah.
Saka needs a little bit more deft touch on that pass. That would have gotten him in. Burnley still had 6 people back though.
Okay, wait.
Game has sort of slowed down now. We're not as dominant as I thought we would be.
With how this game is going, I think another goal for Arsenal will finish this game off. I mean, Burnley aren't really trying to attack; they're really just trying to pick their moments, and Arsenal aren't giving them many moments to kind of speak of.
We're still pretty comfortable, though. We're playing the ball around pretty comfortably, but we need to put the ball in the net. We need to create more chances.
Yeah.
Need another goal before halftime.
Ebony, you're on mute. I think you were trying to say something. Oh.
No, I think she's talking. Yeah, she's not talking to us.
Yeah, I mean, Pro Lover, like us, like Xhaka's actually been playing well so far this game.
Xhaka doesn't play well in any game at all.
To be fair,
Xhaka never
played well in the last few games.
He's atrocious. He's atrocious. He's a horrible player.
Xhaka isn't one. Xhaka's not my favorite player.
I'm still gonna give him a 7 when he earns it. Go ahead,
but Xhaka isn't one of my favorite players either. But you have to give him his due.
I think Xhaka's game will improve with Partey. There's more quality in the midfield.
I hope so. At least Arteta believes that. Oh, good interception from Xhaka.
Willian has more assists than James Rodriguez. Really?
No, that can't be.
But he has a couple. He has a couple in the first game, right? Ahmed has fallen off big time. Ahmed started on fire and he's fallen off.
He has fallen off. That's the truth. But I'm still surprised that he would be that low in the assist charts.
I'm looking at that right now. Let me see if that's the case.
As far as I'm concerned, Greg G, Tierney should be the next captain. I don't care what anyone says.
No, that's not true. They've got the same amount in the Premier League, but James has got 8 assists and Willian has got 5. Which, wow, Willian's got 5. And I believe that 2 of them came from the first game of the season, one from one from the last game, and one from today. And from the Europa League. Yeah, so he's got more now. Shit, wow.
Yeah, what's that?
Good tracking back, just not what Pro Lover.
So Burnley's starting to press us, and we're having difficulty now getting out of our own half. William should have just dumped that ball a while ago and start over. You have nowhere to go. You get rid of the ball. Luckily, Burnley can beat the first man with their crosses. Otherwise, we may be in some trouble.
Come on, Willian, do something, man. Oh,
Come on, we gotta put away this pub team. This is a joke. We need to get rid of this pub team. Taking too long to score a game.
No, I agree because we just need to kill their confidence. We get another goal, that's it.
So Paulo is saying Mari looks decent. Mari's okay. Ball being kicked into the box. Let me see him one-on-one. I like to see my defenders play against forwards one-on-one, isolated. When you kick the ball in the box and I head it out or I kick it out, I'm not overly impressed. I want to see him be tracking forward, positioning. It's been an easy game so far because Burnley is not beating the first man with their crosses.
I mean, they just are able just to get the best out of what they have.
They play with a lot of energy and they play with a lot of gusto. So effort does count. Brilliant ball by Xhaka. Oh, that was close. Alba hesitated. Didn't want to take that hit.
No, that's what he should have done. Take the hit, go down, hold your head.
He could see his future. He could see his future in front of him. It didn't look pretty. But that's a brilliant ball by Xhaka, who can't play football at all. But I'm glad he got that one over the top. He just kicked it out, trying to find his captain.
hope, man.
Okay says, Phil, we need a second goal
That
before
was a
half
good
time. Was it? Otherwise, Burnley might be
good-
looking for the second half. Sorry, yeah, I agree. No, it's a good ball
That was
from
a
him.
good ball from Xhaka too.
It's been really good.
Ebony, you sure you have the right player who made a pass?
It was Xhaka to
brilliant
that
ball by
from
Alba.
Xhaka
Oh
to.
no! Come on, Saka. Come on, Saka. Gotta do better than that.
I think positioning was all wrong.
Twice Aubameyang put him in, and he's fluffed his line.
You know, Willian should have been further forward with that to give Aubameyang another
No,
option.
Neil, miss. That's Saka. That's Saka.
No.
There's no excuse about anyone else. That's Saka.
No, but it is.
That's all Saka.
Willian should be on par. Like, you know, just offer a bit more.
And if Xhaka missed that, Aubameyang and Kuke and 18 would be all over the screen saying how awful he is. We love Saka, by the way, but we're not going to critique him because he made a mistake. He was fully onside too. It's his first touch. He missed the first touch. He probably could have shot one time. It's his right foot too. He's not a right footer, so that makes it tougher.
That'd have been a great goal had he slipped that one in from Aubameyang.
Yeah.
I think Aubameyang's been watching Lacazette because that's twice now he's done that. Look at Xhaka just gave away a goal. Xhaka just proved him. Xhaka just killed us. Xhaka just gave away a goal.
Unbelievable! Oh my god! Oh.
That's Leno though. That's a stupid pass to give him. He has nowhere to go. That's a really bad goal to get. That's awful. That is as awful as it gets. Oh, now the Xhaka fans are gonna come out and destroy him. Oh my god. That's a bad ball to give him though. That's awful. Where's Lennox looking to do with that? There's 3 men around him. You don't have the right foot, Xhaka.
No. I'm sorry, but what was Granite doing, right? Apollo, where are you? Apollo, where are you? No, this is the time when you drop that message. No, I'm sorry. Granite's gonna get it. Like,
That's awful.
Who does that? This guy thinks he's Pirlo.
If he was getting slaughtered, it's now 20 times slaughtered.
He's gonna get slaughtered.
Yeah, that's awful. That's
there
awful.
is no excuse for that.
Well, Burnley's been pressing now. We are behind the press. Well, we got to realize that we got to play the ball out. Leno should not have given the ball there, but Xhaka can't make that mistake.
We gifted them.
What are you doing?
We've gifted them a goal. What are they doing?
Sake, man.
Yeah, just come for the goddamn ball, Leno. That is annoying me. A while ago, he's with Mari, and before you tell Mari what to do, he's just standing his goal like he's a statue.
Leno's got nothing to do with that.
You might as well just kick.
No.
Basically,
Tony, he gave the ball in a tough spot.
Here,
We're going to do the ball, Tony.
Here, Burnley player.
What's he
You
going to
take
do with
the
that
ball and
ball?
score it into our net.
No, you kick
Are you
it. Kick
idiot?
it long. Kick it long. Why are you trying to finesse?
Okay, I can't excuse that, okay? Hands up, I cannot excuse that. That's heresy. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's awful.
That's all on Xhaka. There's no fault. There's no fault with Leno there at all.
It's not Leno's fault. It's Xhaka. It's all Xhaka. It's all
By
Xhaka.
Leno. By Xhaka.
Why?
would just say this.
Why?
I don't know where he goes with that ball, though. I don't know where he goes with that ball. You can't go back to Leno. You can't go right. You can't go left. Seriously. You can't give him the ball there. You got to dump
It's a
it. You
good job
can't
I'm
give him the
coming
ball
off
there. You
half
got
time,
to dump it.
because I'm at work.
You got to dump it. You got to dump it. We got to take our chances when we get him, though. We can't keep. We got to take our chances when we get him. And right now, we're not taking our chances.
This is what I say at the beginning. When he plays well at times, but he makes mistakes. And how many goals?
But he has
or how
their
many
right foot.
mistakes?
No, he has no
has
right
led
foot.
to goals for
No, he
our
has no
team?
right foot. That's as bad as. Oh man.
Where is my phone?
That's awful.
How many goals in his Arsenal career has Xhaka given away through mistakes?
I think that was what we need to support.
It's more,
Xhaka,
it
not
must be more than
destroy him.
10 now.
I'm gonna do what leaders do. It's we need to support the teammate, not destroy him.
It's not your fault, Leno. It really is not your fault. Get him off my screen, man. Get him off my screen.
I think we need some Pepe in this game. We need some Pepe in this game.
I'm at 41.
That's an awful goal to give away, though.
Just when you think that Granit Xhaka was probably going to get a 6 or a 7 from me from this game, and I legitimately was thinking that, he goes and does that.
I wasn't.
Man.
I wasn't. It's just too early. It's just too early in the game, and I keep saying it time and time again. Xhaka has mistakes in him.
Yeah, the ball over the top is available though. Burnley can't press. They're not letting them have to press, and yet they're pressing us. So we got to figure out when they press us how to get the ball over the top. We keep trying to play out, just like William had the ball and struggled. We got to play the ball over the top. Aubameyang can get behind the defense. Why try to break the press
All he had,
by playing through it?
Xhaka had to do was just kick the ball long. That's all he had to do. My mum could have done that. Just kick the ball long. No, you pass it to a Burnley player. And look how far Louise was from him. You have.
Oh Lord!
Here's Louise.
Okay, so
Here's the Burnley player, right there in front of Louise.
So here's my question about you guys, G. So all you guys are crowing about how great Aubameyang has been now. I didn't hear you knocking Abba when he's not scoring goals. So why are you killing Xhaka? Seriously, I'm not a Xhaka fan. I've said this a number of times, but I support my team and my players. Yeah.
Bertram, how many mistakes has Xhaka made leading to goals?
Yeah, for the most part, I have. I don't like Granit. I have said this before, and I thought I was starting to convert because he has been playing well. But that just reminds me of every single bad game I've ever seen Granit Xhaka play.
Come on, William, take it in.
I'm confining Xhaka to the same bin as Ceballos.
I remember a game 3 games ago where Aubameyang missed a goal that Ebenezer Grammatica to score. I didn't hear him get destroyed and the world is coming to an end. So it's just like giving a down Gale goal away where he missed a goal, wide open goal, no pressure. I didn't hear G killing him. I didn't hear Kuke killing him. So why are we killing Xhaka? He made a horrible mistake. He knows it. We know it. Let's move on.
Yeah, but the difference is that Aubameyang doesn't make the mistakes that leads to goals to the other team.
No,
like
he makes
Xhaka
a mistake that doesn't give
has.
us a goal. It's the same thing. Net, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, Ebony. If I miss a wide open goal versus I give away one, it's the same thing. There's a different end of the pitch. There's no excuse for what Xhaka did.
I need a
zero.
drink.
Oh, great ball by Willian.
Plus, Ebony, 5 minutes ago, you said Saka missed a goal that if your grandmother could score, right?
Yeah, but that's only once. That's and I will never say that about him again.
Oh, no, you'll say that again. He's a forward. That will happen. Yeah, the Xhaka cannot do that. Though. That mistake, guys. You make mistakes, but that's not a good. That's a mistake. That's ridiculous.
That reminds me of, was it Leno? When Leno came out and he looked like he wanted to catch it instead of just booting it clean.
Granit Xhaka made another costly mistake in Arsenal's draw with Tottenham. No outfield player has made more errors leading to goals in the Premier League since 2016.
But Apollo also have those stats about Leno. If you ask Apollo about Leno, he said the same thing about Leno's errors. I don't know about that. I don't even know how you classify those mistakes that lead to goals. What Xhaka did, though, he killed the spirit of the team. I mean, you can't. There's no excuse.
Yes,
there's no excuse.
Apollo, you certainly do deal with facts.
But Apollo, you said the same thing about Leno. You weren't a Leno fan. You guys killed Leno when Martinez was here, when Martinez left. It's only of late we haven't heard the Leno thing anymore because time has passed and it's dissipated. But let's just support the team. Xhaka made a horrible mistake. And Xhaka is our starting left center midfielder, like it or not.
So you're saying he's a Leno fan now?
Well, you should be, because he's the only keeper that we have. Well, we have Ryan, but he's not a starter. You should be a Leno fan.
Guys, I'm going to love you and leave you to the next game. When is the next game? Is that on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yes, I can't make the Thursday game, but yes, it's Thursday against Olympiacos, who knocked us out last year. So
yeah,
hopefully Xhaka doesn't make similar pass against them. That's awful, though.
Yes, 101. Guys, I shall love you and leave you for this game, and I shall see you all on Thursday. Guys in the watch room, guys in the chat, see you on Thursday. Much love, people.
Take care, Ebony.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Ebony.
Goodbye, Ebony.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
I need to find my remote control. You know when you can't find the remote?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was an energy sapping half.
Yeah, that's yeah. What are you gonna say? There's nothing you can say. And by the way, Neomis, I told you, Neomis, about sitting back, chilling, enjoying. Because this is Arsenal. We don't do that. That's not what we do.
We look so comfortable.
Yeah, well, we're not looking uncomfortable. Burnley does that to us also, but we did to ourselves. This is self-inflicted wound.
That's a totally self-inflicted wound. There's no if, buts, or maybe. I mean, the guy doesn't even strike the ball. The ball cannons against his chest and goes in the goal. It can only be Arsenal.
You know what? That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. Only Arsenal. Only Xhaka. Or Luiz. Only Xhaka or David Luiz. When I was in the kitchen and I heard that's a terrible mistake, and I just thought it can only be Xhaka or Luiz. They're the only two who are going to do it. Wow.
David Luiz does this. Well, David Luiz is once every 4 or 5 games, so he's due. He's due. He's due.
No. You see the next 3 games we have.
He's due. David Luiz is due. He's due. I mean, he had more penalties than any team this year, didn't he? I thought he did, or last year, one of those.
No, I think definitely last year.
Than any team, period. Not just any player, any team. He gave more penalties than anyone else.
But Jack has been on a fairly good run, though. He's been on a good run for the longest, the best run for the longest time I've seen.
You can't say that in this forum. Sorry, you can't say that in this forum.
I'll be back.
No, I mean, Xhaka has. He's been
on. But I'm just saying, not in this forum for these people. You can't say that. He's the worst player in the history of football in this forum.
He's
not for me, by the way. I judge him based on his performance.
He's not.
If you're Cool K or G or Apollo or 18, he's been the worst player ever.
And Naomi ain't got nothing to say about that.
No, honestly, that goal, and it's how you concede. Where I'm just like, really, like out of.
And you know what? They're going to throw the kitchen sink at us now.
Of course,
we're not going to be ready for it. We're not going to want to raise the game to these high levels just to beat Burnley.
They caused it on themselves. Because now Burnley believe that they can get something out of it. They've got confidence. Like in the early parts of that game, Arsenal looked like they were in control. They were sitting back, 2 banks of 4, and you're just saying it's only a matter of time before we score.
But that being said, that's typical Arsenal, though. I mean, I think you just got to be a bit more ruthless.
Yeah, I completely agree.
No, Saka had some good chances in the first half, and Aubameyang had one also where he missed control. But look, we still have 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at Cool K. Cool K says Lino is also at fault, and I'm half with him on that because sometimes the way they do pass out, you really got to be better at it. And to be fair, that way they kind of invited pressure on themselves. To be fair, even Mari, but you know what? You can't make it. Xhaka has come for it. When you're playing football, you got to be 2 moves ahead. By the time you start running to receive that ball, you already know what you're going to do with it.
Exactly.
You already know what you're going to do.
You have to get the ball back to Leno because he had no other pass.
Yeah,
he has to get the ball back to Leno. He has no other pass.
And when you see good teams play out from the back, and to be fair, Arsenal really started this way back with Wenger. We was always well renowned for. We may not have always just had it on the floor, passing up from the back, but that's what we used to do. We don't just lump the ball. We don't just cross the ball. We pass the ball. We bring the ball. We take the ball and travel with it. We've always done that, but you find that there's an over-reliance on it. This is where I agree with Cool K. I do think that there is an over-reliance. It's like that's the only way you're going to get the ball from the goalkeeper to the other end of the pitch. And sometimes it's just not feasible. Sometimes you're just better off knocking it up there.
Yeah, I think the previous play where William had the ball demonstrated that. So Burnley is pressing really hard, really high. William had nowhere to go. He didn't want to dump it. We end up giving him a throwaway. So you sometimes have to just dump it and start over.
That's right.
And he refused to dump it.
Mark says, we haven't been taking chances. Even the goal was dependent on poor keeping. I don't know. I think the goal was pretty well worked, to be fair. I think it was pretty well worked.
The goal was a play out from the back also, with Partey going between the lines and Xhaka back to Partey, back to Willian.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they break the press with that play, but you can't always do it, right?
Yeah.
It got to be facts and circumstances. You can't always break the press that way. Because Burnley's slow. We should be getting balls over the top all game. They're slow. They're not. If they press us. Yeah.
But talk to me about this now, right? You know these games, like these early kickoffs. Are we just not always a bit lackluster in these games?
Always.
I mean, I was watching it and I was just thinking, God, this game's boring. Like, no one's got the spark. Like Sunday 5:30, Sunday whatever late games, they always seem to be fire. But these 12 o'clock kickoffs, they're just lame.
Well, we did play against Leicester. Wasn't Leicester game early last week?
Yeah. On a Sunday.
7 o'clock game. Was it 7 o'clock game, wasn't it? Yeah. 7 a.m. game, my time, 12 your time.
Oh, okay. 7 a.m.
7 a.m. my time, yeah. 7 a.m. my time, 12 your time.
Ugh. So anyway, Xhaka's fans have come out.
Rodney Willis, man. Are they out in full droves? I mean,
Rodney Willis says, let's make Xhaka captain again.
Xhaka just didn't help himself, did he? He didn't help himself at all.
Yeah, I agree. Lino's got to take a bit of responsibility in the build-up. Greg G says.
Wow, Greg G agreed that Leno has some semblance of responsibility in that play. I thought it was difficult for Xhaka to do anything with that ball. His back is to the play. He's facing his own goal. You can't give him. What's he going to do with it when you give it to him?
He's trying to be calm. He's trying to be calm as well. Yeah, Xhaka comes in. He's offered. Xhaka's done well. No, it's all Xhaka. It's all Xhaka. That's football. He's come to. Xhaka's done the right thing. He's come to make himself an option for Lino. Why wouldn't you pass to Xhaka? You would pass to Xhaka.
But here's the thing, though, Nabil. What's Xhaka going to do with it?
Well, that's what Lino can't think. Lino can't work that out for him. Lino can't work.
No.
Lino can't work that out for him. All he knows is. Hold on. All he knows is Xhaka's come for it. You've only got a couple of seconds. He's come for it. Like, here you go, give it to me. So, in the football sense, like I said, he must already know what he's going to do next. So he give it to him. And then just by chance or just by the circumstance, Xhaka ain't got a clue. He don't know what he's going to do with it.
This is all his fault. Technically, you're supposed to get that ball over the defender.
No. Go take Nabil's point. Taking 2 plays ahead. No, take Nabil's point. Taking 2 plays ahead. When you're playing football, if I'm going to give you a ball in a certain situation, I must be thinking, what can you do with that ball when you get it? That's part of your assessment, which is, if I give you a ball with somebody at back, you can only give it back to me because you can't turn because there's no space to turn. If I give the ball in your area, in my area, what are you going to do with it? What's the risk am I running? And what can you do with that ball?
Like that. You can't always think like that.
I think like that when I play football.
No. He's a deep line playmaker. That's what he's supposed to do. Get the ball and make plays. And
so you're Leno in that pass. Neomis, you can only get the ball back to Leno. There's no place.
5 times. For me, 10 times out of 10, if I'm in goal, I'm going to give Xhaka the ball because he has come literally demanding it. He's come straight in. He ain't marked. He ain't got no one chasing him down. He ain't got someone flanking him.
No, he does. There's a man behind him.
He's not marked. He's got a good couple of seconds to do what he's got to do. So I'm going to give it to him. Now, what Xhaka's done is Xhaka's gone there to pick the ball, but he doesn't really know what he's going to do with it. So now he's got it. Oh, I'm just going to try and dink it over this player. He's messed it all up. He's got nothing to do with Lino. He can't make
as a player, you always got to give your teammates options. Xhaka gave Leno an option, and Leno chose that option. Yeah. Leno had a chance to do anything he wanted to do with it. He could go deep. He could go wide. Leno chose that option.
He couldn't go wide. He couldn't go there. The only thing he could do, apart from give it to Xhaka, is lump it upfield.
No. If you say Xhaka can go wide, what does Xhaka do with it? What can Xhaka do with it?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. When Xhaka's running the way he is, I'm thinking he might just turn on a sixpence and face upfield and play upfield. That's what I'm thinking.
So he turns and loses the ball and we crucify him because he doesn't have that in his game. He doesn't have that in his locker. That's not Partey getting the ball. That's Xhaka. He's not in his locker.
Sorry, Neom, it's gone.
No, he needs to have that in his game. That's the thing. He's
28 years old, Neom. He can't do it. Too late.
If that's the case, then that's what he's got to go. I'm sorry, but if that's the case, then that's a weakness that every team is going to be able to work on you. As soon as they press and you try to turn, he's going to get found out every single time.
Yeah, Nai B says Xhaka is 100% at fault. He didn't know what to do. It would have been better to pass it back to buy more time than the pass he did. Now, here's the thing, Nai. If he did pass it back, he'd have had Lino bang in trouble, and Lino would have got the blame. If he did pass it back to Lino would have no one to pass to.
Guys, you're contradicting yourself.
He would have got crowded out. They would have got the ball off of him. They would have scored, and it would be Lino's fault. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, when you look at it, everything about that play was right. There was nothing wrong with that play except for the final pass from Xhaka. Even him coming to pick up that ball the way he did, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're expected to do. But you've got to have your next play in your mind. You've got to know what you're going to do next once you get that ball. He didn't know what he was going to do with it. So now he's got it. He's trying to do some impossible pass. He put his team in it. There's no one else to blame. It's Xhaka's fault.
So I'm going to use an extreme analogy. Right? So you just said if Xhaka passes the ball back to Leno, is in trouble, which is a little bit contradictory because he's putting his player in trouble. So Xhaka should think that Leno will be in trouble, so he can't give him the ball. That's what I'm hearing if I assess this. No, that's what you're saying. If you give him in trouble and Xhaka's supposed to know this, why give it to Leno? So here's the analogy. It's like trying to solve crime. Wait.
Sorry,
it's like trying to solve, I don't know. Problem, no. Here's the point, Neomis. Any problem you're trying to solve, look at the root cause, not the symptom. Always look at the root cause, which is what's the origination point? What's the source? If you're saying Xhaka get the ball, Xhaka can't turn. He has someone to his left. someone to his right and someone behind him. No, give Leno the ball. You say if Leno gets the ball, Leno will be in trouble. So why would Leno give Xhaka the ball then? Is Xhaka going to be in trouble?
Yeah, I mean, Mark is also saying, it's Xhaka's fault. If he is aware he can't turn around, he don't want to go and pick up the ball. And someone else has just said, you know what, Mari passing the ball back to Leno, that's the only. I can't put Leno in the blame. When Mari gives it back to Leno, Mari's got a picture. He can see it. He can even knock it down the line. But this is. I think Apollo said it best. These players are trained to play this way. Knocking it down the line or knocking it upfield isn't really an option for them in that situation. Their manager has told them what to do in that situation and how to play it out, and that's what they're just doing what they're told. I just think that with Xhaka, when he comes for that ball, he has to have a picture in his mind of what he's going to do when he gets it.
The picture was clouded. The camera lens was clouded for Xhaka because he kicked the defender. It was a cloud. Look, let me say this. So there are a lot of blames to go around. I know everyone says it's Xhaka's fault. We all agree it's Xhaka's fault. He made the final pass that scored. But let's go back to the origination point, which is now Bill hasn't told me what should Xhaka do with that ball. What should Xhaka have done with the ball when he get it? There's a man behind him, by the way, not too far behind him.
What should he have done? I'm not watching it on a replay. If I'm watching it on a replay, I'll tell you. But I'm not watching it on a replay. The only thing
when you say replay, tell me what he should have done.
The only thing I've seen, and I can't tell you that. That's not the point. The point is, right? The point is, let me tell you, Miss. If I'm Xhaka, right? If I'm Xhaka, I see Leno. Like you said, I'm the deep liar. It's my job to pick up the ball, give Leno an option, right? If I'm coming in and I'm thinking I've got no option if he gives the ball to me, I'm going to turn around and point upfield like this and say, knock it long. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to come and get the ball off of you knowing I haven't got nothing to do with it because someone's going to take it off me. If I'm coming, I'm just going to come to him big and clear and be like, knock it long because I'm not an option. He's not an option, and he's not an option. So just knock it long.
Seen the whole play in front of him. Leno's the one seeing the whole field in front of him. Xhaka can't see the field. He's only seen Leno. He can't see the field in front of him.
He's come from deep. He knows what's he. Listen, this is the thing. Okay, we can talk about this all day. But for me, once you pick up that ball, it's yours. It's yours.
No, we agree. We agree with that. We agree with that.
Xhaka attempted the right pass. Like the pass that he was trying to make, like that was the pass that you would have gone for. It's like I'm talking about technical. No,
he had Leno in front of him.
No, he's not going to pass it back to Leno. Like,
okay. Leno gave it to him. So if you can't take it back, will you give it to him?
Because he's listen. He clearly was trying to pass it on the wings. That's the reason why. Like,
Leno's seen the whole field. Why you guys can't see that?
Because
Leno's seen the whole field.
I get that, but it's like what Nabil was saying. Clearly, they've been told that Granit starts off the play within that midfield. So when Granit Xhaka comes back, it's like, all right, Granit's going to take it, and then he's going to start wherever something goes on. And
I'm going to say this, not to be denigrating anyone, always be strategic in your thinking. Always thinking big picture. Don't just look at what's in front of you. Look at the entirety and make an informed perspective. And when I look at the play, Leno is seeing the entire field. Leno has the best vantage point on the entire field about what will transpire. Xhaka made a blunder. We all agree. Leno made a bad decision to give him the ball when he can't turn. He had no outlet. Don't give him the ball if he has no outlet. Don't give him the ball.
Ogaga says, laugh out loud. Nothing like inventing new ways of conceding. Let's not overthink it.
That's a great point. We're good at that. Xhaka made a blunder. We can't debate that. But at the end of the day, I think it started from someplace else.
Apollo says, never ever underestimate Arsenal's ability to concede a goal out of absolutely nothing. It's true though. When I heard that we scored and I looked and I thought, like, we weren't even under real pressure. It's like, it's not even like they was doing a really solid press on us, really put us under it. I don't know. But anyway, we're back live now.
We can't. We've got what, Spurs next Sunday. We got Olympiacos and like we. Jesus Christ! Like,
I think, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if those games are playing on our minds right now, because this is Burnley, for God's sake. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if those games are playing in the back of our minds.
Listen, as long as we perform against Olympiacos home and away, I'll be happy. I'm firmly set on us winning the Europa League.
That's all we got.
I know everyone laughs and said like it's not going to happen, but for me, like that's what we got to focus on.
It can happen. I think it can happen. I think there's a real good chance it can happen, because I tell you what, on the day we can beat Man United, on the day we can beat Spurs. You know, I don't know who else is in there. You know, we've proven it time and time again. It's those tricky games like Olympiacos, like Sevilla. It's those tricky ones that I'm worried about. But I think in a big game, we can beat Man United. We can beat Spurs.
Well, we've beaten Man United already this season. I think we are one of the favourites in terms of I think we're top 3 favourites. If we get a bit of good luck, maybe if United and Spurs draw one another, then anything can happen.
I think we're top 3 favorites in our own minds. I don't know how we get to be top 3 favorites.
Hold on. Wait. So hold on. So where did Arsenal rank? No, come on.
Right where? We're 11th and 10th in the league. What are you talking about?
No. I mean, in terms of winning the Europa
we
League.
We barely just beat Benfica. We barely scraped by.
Listen,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Bertram. Those ones are the ones that I more worry about. Those little tricky games. The ones that saw us get knocked out in the seasons before. Those are the ones that concern me. You know, awkward teams that we really should beat, but I don't know what they've got about them. Maybe they've just got a special little player who can cause us problems. Those are the ones that I worry about. But I feel like on a big, you know, when you're playing for the, you know, Champions League position up against Man United, I'm telling you, if Man United bring their A game, they're probably they're better than us. If they bring their A game, they are better than us. But I think Arsenal have just got this thing where, you know, we're just not together. But when we are together, we can beat anybody in the league, Man City included, Liverpool included. Last season's Liverpool, different kettle of fish. Last season's Liverpool were like a machine. Like, you know what? They was everything they got. But this season, with a couple of doubts in their mind, Arsenal can beat them. Arsenal can beat any team in the league right now. You know, it's just consistency and just being a solid, good team. That's not where we are. But
I wouldn't say we can beat any team. We can't beat City. Today, tomorrow, the next day.
Right now, City are kind of. Didn't we play them the other day? Oh yeah, they did beat us.
We weren't in the game. They would beat us 1-0 and we weren't in the game.
Yeah, they beat us in second gear, didn't they? They beat us in second gear, mate. It was like
they didn't try. They still beat us.
It's almost like Pep said, "Go easy on my protege."
Yeah,
I think he spoke to Arteta.
He was like, go easy on us.
Yeah, don't bust him up.
My job is at risk.
Yeah, City are on form now. City, they're playing really good, really well.
Gone back into this sideways backwards mode again.
Yeah.
They're playing in a funny sort of way. They don't seem like really hungry and killer instinct type.
They're playing scared. Like, that's just.
Odegaard hit a nice one.
Yeah, I hate when forwards don't get out of offside positions. I really hate that. Rashford does that a lot.
I agree with you guys now, though. In hindsight, it's a horrible hindsight, but I do feel like Pepe should have been playing this game. I feel like Pepe would have had a bit more urgency in his game and a bit more hunger in his game. You know, I think
what Pepe brings is ability to get by people and then create mismatches. We don't have that.
Yeah.
Right now, we just need Pepe to be on the pitch. Maybe get a penalty would be nice. Unless I just want 3 points. Oh, it's a great shot from Odegaard.
See, Odegaard wants to get a goal.
Game is a banana skin for us, it looks like.
Yeah.
This game, yeah?
Yeah.
Should be comfortable.
What you do is when you give a goal like that, the other team just get confident.
Yeah.
And you have your head down, and it's hard to bring your head back up.
I think it was Bobby Jones, actually, who said, Arsenal...
Okay.
Right.
Oh, Xhaka, what are you doing?
I think it was Bobby Jones.
Please.
I think it was Bobby Jones who said Arsenal should stick with the team that beat. Was it Leicester our last game?
Yeah.
I think he was right. These guys
I agree with that actually.
They look a little bit jaded, a bit tired. Especially Saka and Aubameyang. I think we should have stuck with that same team. He was right.
I was surprised we didn't, to be really honest.
Yeah. Look, they're just a bit off the boil, off the pace.
Saka's just getting
Point
sandwiched.
a lot of them off at 65 minutes, I'd say.
Hmm? Yeah.
I would like to change Saka for Pepe. I don't think Saka has had his best game.
Nah.
Yeah, Pepe. It's time's right for Pepe now, I think. Might want to bring on Lacazette.
I
as
view
well.
that Pepe is a confidence player. If he's playing well, you got to play him. I give him a one-time pass. Saka.
That's a nice pass from Willian.
What do people think of Callum Chambers?
He's playing well.
Yeah, he's been all right
Is
so
he?
far.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's not in the game offensively, but I don't think that's his game today. I think his game is to shore up the back line.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Callum Chambers is offering nothing up front.
No, he's not in the game offensively.
He just gets a cross in. I don't know where you guys are, but to Saka and shot gets blocked.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's by design, Tony, which is we're scared of them and their size, so you stay back.
Yeah, Arsenal look a bit lackluster. Honestly, they just don't look lively.
Yeah, I did see that chance, yeah. But other than that...
Hey, he hasn't been there attacking-wise, but...
Yeah, I've deliberately held back from saying anything because I keep thinking the minute I open my mouth, he's going to do something. So
that's not me and Xhaka. That's not me and Xhaka, Tony. The minute we defend Xhaka, he disappoints us.
Oh, God. Okay, Saka gets a yellow card.
Yeah. I think Saka can come today. He can come join us.
Yeah, just
not his day today. Sometimes it's not your day.
He's had a good season,
Because even the ball he got, he should have given to one time to Odegaard. Odegaard was moving. It was a one-time pass. It wasn't a pass under control and try to play.
I completely agree.
Odegaard is not feeling his oats, and then I'm not sure what he's doing. Taking shot from what so many players in front of him makes no sense.
Hold on, where are you at right now in terms of minutes?
56-25.
Okay, you're a bit ahead of me then. Greetings, Andrew. Hope you're well.
Greetings, Andrew.
Was it nice? Says I think Saka is still upset he missed that goal and it's affecting him right now. Maybe he's had 2 chances, I think, where he could have done something. The 18 says Willian has gone back into his hole.
I don't know if he's playing that bad. He's just not in the game as much.
Yeah,
and he seemed to be playing more behind. He's not really playing really wide. They're using Tierney to overlap in that position.
Yeah,
we're not creating chances. We're playing, but we're not creating enough.
Yeah, you know what? I think this game is calling out for Saka. I mean,
you mean
for
Pepe?
Pepe, yeah.
Yeah.
We just need something different. We need a dribbler that can kind of get things going. Like, all the passes are, for the most part, fine. Yeah, we're trying to cross stuff in, but against the Burnley side, like, crosses aren't going to be that effective.
No.
Was it Greg G says this forum is really one big group therapy session, isn't it? You're like, yeah, we're all in concentration right now.
Yeah, we're that's where you're on the edge of your seat and you're not comfortable where the game is going, so you're not sure what to say because it's not flowing the way you want.
Apollo says to Andrew, I told you from the last game, I'm boycotting Xhaka, I'm done. I mean, listen, Xhaka could make up for this by creating a chance and getting us the winning goal.
He can't make up for this, man. He won't be able to make up this for the rest of the season. He won't be able to make up for this unless he wins the Europa League. He can't. I mean, you know how the fans feel about Xhaka. It's not a love. It's a hate relationship. You just think, and they got to neutral almost. Some others still hate. He's really destroyed that. Lack of trust is just exacerbated.
Listen, I was getting to the point where I was almost neutral with him. But
come on, Partey, making too much mistakes in his passing.
Was it Sentiment says Chambers is playing so well we can play Bellerin and Cedric midweek mental thinking? Possibly.
Tony, we can't hear you. Why did David Lewis have to push? He's not going anywhere, David.
I really don't know why Chambers is playing.
It looked like Lacazette's going to come on. Pepe's warming up. I don't know who goes off then.
Willian. Hopefully. Well, Saka, definitely.
You can take off any of those two.
I mean, Odegaard hasn't been that effective, and neither has Willian. They haven't. It's not like they've played badly, but they just haven't really impacted the game.
Yeah.
Oh, Willian, that's where you dive, mate.
No, he didn't fake the player to get by him. He's trying to run by him. Too far ahead of you. Come Leno, that's your ball. We need a change. Don't wait until 70th minute like Wenger. Make the change now. Or changes for that matter.
We can't get a draw in this game. That is unacceptable.
Good boy, Xhaka. Almost.
Apollo says to me, this game is our season. If you don't pick up 3 points here, you've lost total ground to get you into Europe next season. Completely agree. That's why I said it's a must win. 3 points. You know, the game against Spurs, like, you know, I put that one down as a draw. If we get a win, great. But you can't be losing to Burnley twice in a season.
So Lacazette's coming on for who? It must be for Saka and then put Aubameyang out wide, I assume.
Yeah.
No, it's Odegaard. That's interesting. He's going to play 2 through the middle.
Huh.
Hmm.
Well done.
We need Pepe now. Come on, make the change. Take William off.
Well, I guess this tells you that he clearly likes Willian more than Odegaard.
He clearly likes William more than anybody else.
Yeah.
See, this is the kind of BS that makes people want Arteta out. Because why is Willian started? You know, it just makes no sense to me.
He had one good game, second good game for the season, and he's starting him.
Every
and he's playing him as
game this guy has to play. I don't understand. Whoever wrote that in a contract deserves shooting.
I think it's in Arteta's contract.
Andrew in his previous comment said, no one wearing their Arsenal shirt. That could be the reason why no good luck is happening today. Apollo says the difference between playing out from the back and being reckless, there's a fine line, and top teams like City understand that. And Edison, who is good at the ball, plays these balls long. True. Very true.
Come on, take William off the goddamn field. I'm tired. I'm sorry. You're annoying me. You're annoying me, Arteta.
I mean, he's got the ball now. Let's see what can he do.
He's offside. Dumb offside. It's like Rashford offside. No brain.
Yeah. I just saw it. No, I'm not at the stage where I'm pelting stuff, but like this game is very important. Wait. I heard a commentator saying that Lacazette's basically now playing like the number 10 role.
Yep, that's what he's. Well, I don't know if he's playing a 10. I think they're just fluid between him and Aubameyang.
Greg G said these. Apollo said party sloppy this half. What is Arteta waiting for? We clearly can't create anything. Yeah, we're struggling. Greg G then says these sort of performances remind me why I want Arteta gone. Puts you off life, never mind football. I mean, definitely puts you off football, but life, like free Pepe. Yeah. You know, I'm not a big Pepe fan.
Saka is running close to a yellow. Another yellow. He's running close to another yellow. That's his third foul. He got a yellow for this twice now. He's run to players, which is close. He's close to another yellow. Take him out the game. He probably has one more foul before he goes. Oh
my God! I just saw
one more foul before he goes. One more foul before he goes.
And clearly, Arteta's not seeing this.
He's late on all his tackles. It's a 50-50 ball, but he's late on all of them.
No, that one could have been easily a second yellow. He's got to take him off.
Now, I'm sure Saka scores. I'm going to get grief about how it should have got. But we're thinking, not thinking entirely of the game. We're just thinking about the immediacy. And he may score, but you're running risk of him getting another yellow and going out of 10. We're struggling with Burnley now. They're more in the game.
They're growing confident after every minute. They know they could get even just a
he's
point
making
for them.
changes. He's making changes.
Yeah,
we're not. If I'm Pepe, I don't understand why I'm not playing in this game. Based on my last performance and based on the goals I've scored.
My friend Sporty Jordan is watching, but we have this theory that Arsenal never do anything in blue. He calls it bad luck blue. And
he's going to put on Pepe now with just 20 minutes remaining. He should have come on when Laka came on. Burnley has so much confidence now. They're playing well.
That's all of that is completely our fault. They had so little confidence.
They're calling for a penalty, but it's not. I don't think it is. I think he kicked the player's foot. Saka is involved in all these things that look like they may go bad. Saka is involved in all these things that may go bad. I'm telling you. That was close to being a penalty. Burnley is ascending and take the ascendancy in this game.
Hold on. So they're saying that the change is going to be Pepe for Willian.
I think Saka should be off the field. I don't think Saka should be playing.
Listen, I agree with you, because then it means that Saka, if he gets another yellow, he's going to miss the next game.
Yeah, he almost got a yellow. He almost got give away a penalty there. The player kicked his foot. Yeah, I don't think he fouled the player. The player kicked him, but that was close. Yeah, he came for William. Let's hope Saka creates something. William shouldn't have gotten 70 minutes. He wasn't playing that well to get 70 minutes. Or 69 minutes.
Andrew says 2 late goals keep the faith.
Mm-hmm. For who? Burnley? Right now, I don't have any faith. We're not playing well at all.
Guys, was that not a penalty?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. And could have. That's a foul. Come on now. And then he jumps on him.
When I say was that not a penalty, I meant was that not a penalty to
against
Burnley?
Saka? No, he kicked Saka's leg. Saka got lucky. So he kicked the player's leg. The player didn't kick him. He kicked the player. That was a bad foul that he did a while ago. He just kicked the player's foot. That's them wild man, caveman football that he's playing. Peters is playing.
Sentiment says to Apollo, what happened to the snappy one-touch passing from last week? I have no idea. Oh, different opposition.
You see this free kick now with Laka walking? I believe these balls should be chipped over the top to Laka on the right versus playing the box by Pepe. That's where you got to use some creativity. And he doesn't beat the first man. That's the thing, too. It's too far out. Uh-oh. Burnley says they can get something out of this game.
That's not good. No, they should get nothing. Come on, Arsenal. Greg G says, this is exactly the type of game we are terrible at countering. Well, I'd agree with you, but we've got to turn it around. Like, there's no excuses. Apollo says, so that's not a pen and a straight red. I don't know. Which part are you talking about?
Come on, Xhaka.
Oh, the Lacazette. Yeah, it looks a lot worse than it was in real time, but I think a yellow was probably fair.
So, Naomi, do you believe when we come in with the Wenger suggestion about daylight between the defender and the offensive player that we'll see any more offside traps being played. Because you can't run that risk because the player's going to be behind you, so you can't run that risk anymore.
It is true. I mean, when I read the stats on the article, like I did say it would be incredibly reduced, and it does sound good, but they probably need to like trial it out for like a season or something like that. Maybe even like in pre-season for some teams and see how it goes. You got Mr. Crazies in the house.
David Luiz, we can't find a pass. Burnley is playing harder than we are. They're closing us down. We seem to be struggling to find a pass.
Because for Burnley, hey, every point matters for Burnley. Come on, Pepe, get in the box.
Come on, Pepe, do your thing.
Come on, that's got to be a penalty. Come on. Oh, that's a lazy pass, Oba. I think we should have gotten a penalty. Nah, that should have been a penalty.
It's a penalty. That should be a penalty.
That's a penalty all day. Oh, Lord. It hits his arm twice. That's a penalty.
That's a penalty. That's clear as day. You can't make that up. Come on. This is ridiculous. Man. That's ridiculous. And his play is going to continue too far for him to go back. That has to be a penalty.
No, they can.
No, it's going to be too far. The play hasn't stopped yet. How many plays do you have to go before that happens? I think they're going to hold. That's a penalty. That's a clear penalty. These referees are just killing themselves with their awful game calling. All right, stop it now. You gotta go get a penalty. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It has to be a penalty. You're gonna check now. It has to be a penalty. That's a plain penalty. As plain as day. He had his arm out for no reason. He's trying to beat him. That should be a clear penalty.
Come on, look how stiff his arm is.
Yeah,
it doesn't even fling. It doesn't even fling back.
He moved his arm toward the ball. It wasn't like, no, that's a penalty. It has to be a penalty. They're not giving a penalty? Really? You've got to be kidding me. It's a clear penalty.
Peter Walton says he's surprised that it wasn't given as a penalty because
it's a clear penalty.
Wow.
Clear penalty. That's amazing. The incompetence is getting bad in the Premier League, actually.
I think it's Andre Mariner, that's the ref.
Yeah, that's bad. That's not the VAR should be calling that back. VAR should be calling that. VAR should be calling that. That's awful. If there was ever a clear penalty as one would see, that's a clear penalty.
That is ridiculous.
Computer says no. That's awful. Here the commentators are saying they have no idea why that's not given.
Yeah.
They can't understand why it's not given. Like that is he blocked it with his arm from going by him. That's unforgivable as a referee. Like seriously. VAR, mainly VAR actually. The referee may have missed it, but how VAR doesn't call that back is ridiculous.
No, you have to be stationary with your hands at the side, or else you give away a penalty. Those are the rules, and that should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Whoa.
And Burnley almost comes close to scoring there.
I almost scored.
Was it header comes from David Luiz and I think his name Lowton?
That was a foul too.
Peters.
That was a foul on Abba and Lacazette. The player went under him and take him out. The referee's annoying me. The player went under him and took him out. How come that's not a foul?
This referee's lost it, man.
Yeah.
Apollo says, was it remember when Wenger used to make the top 4 and our fans said it wasn't good enough?
I was one of them, by the way, Apollo. I was one of them, Apollo. Yeah, I think about where we're coming from. We were fighting for titles, and then we just fighting to make top 4, and now we're fighting to get into Europa League. So we're fighting not to get relegated. We're trending though. We're trending right in one direction.
Oh my God! Great save by Leno. Oh,
where's the defense? Where was the defense on that play?
Burnley just carved us open like a Thanksgiving turkey. Wow.
I don't even see Mari any place in the field in the play.
Come on, Arsenal. Time to wake up. Can't do these crosses. Ref, that's a free kick. Come on.
That is a free kick, but he's not giving us anything. He's just saying wave on to play on. He's anti-Arsenal today.
No, Andrew, I'm not going to pelt anyone. No, I'm not. I'm not like this because there's no way my boys are going to lose this.
It's 2 against 2. He plays 1-2. Mari comes and where's David Luiz? Where's David Luiz? Where's David Luiz?
He initially tried to do with the issue, David Luiz. He came all the way out.
But you're not going to get the ball. You can't come, Neomis. It's ball on man. You can't come. He's nowhere in the play.
This is Luiz. This is David Luiz for you right now. Thank God for Leno for that.
Yeah. That was awful. Partey is off. Partey hasn't had a good game.
Hold on. Who came on?
Ceballos for Partey.
Oh.
Okay. Can you eat the pizza? You will.
I'm done. What? Why? Why? Oh. What are you doing? I'm assuming you've all seen the Pepe chants.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to score. He was trying to figure out how cute he could. I don't know what to say about that because it's hard to miss. Some games you're not intend to. You're not gonna win. It is what it is.
Oh no! This ain't one of those games. Let it be Spurs next week. You can't.
This is the game that we're not.
No.
That miss is awful.
Unacceptable.
On his left foot too. Wow.
Oh my God.
That's a tap in.
Literally, it was.
Come on, Saka, create some magic.
Oh, nice stuff. Come on. Come on, Xhaka, forward. Oh my, Jesus Christ. Okay. No, this is the play, right?
Whoa.
So
happened?
they give us
Was it
a
hand? Was
penalty.
it hand or- was it
They give us a penalty. Ball comes in
And a
from
red card.
Saka. He
Yep.
crosses it in. Pepe takes a shot. It hits the crossbar, but it looks like it hits someone's arm. Pepe's shot. Oh, and it hit Peter's arm. Peter, the guy who stiff-armed it before.
No, it's not his arm. No, it's not. It's not a penalty. It's
No,
not a
it
red
is.
card.
No. They
No,
owe us a
shoulder.
penalty,
It's a shoulder.
Bertram. No,
It's
Bertram,
a
they
shoulder.
owe us a
It's
penalty.
a shoulder. It's a
No,
shoulder.
screw it. No, we need some luck right now. No,
It's a
stop
shoulder.
it.
It's not.
No,
It's not.
no,
It's not.
come
It's not,
on.
it's
Now. He's
nothing.
got his arm out. He's like
No,
that.
shoulder. Shoulder. Shoulder is nothing. VAR is going to overturn it. VAR is proving how incompetent they are, the VAR person, because you didn't get penalty before. It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty or a red card. VAR is incompetent. So VAR it's a shoulder.
No,
Shoulder,
the referee.
shoulder,
The referee should not look at VAR. Don't look at VAR. Don't look at it.
But here's the problem. You look at VAR now. You didn't do it before. That makes no sense. If you're going to do it, be consistent. No, it's not a red card.
Don't look at it now. Continue sending him off. Give us a penalty, and let's get the win.
Comes up. The arm comes up.
Yeah, look, it's like a one-arm bandit. Look,
it's
shoulder bandit.
It's shoulder. It's shoulder. It's not a red card. It's not a red card. No, shoulder.
No, send him off. Get off.
You cannot convince me. It's not a red card.
Unbelievable.
No, it's not. It's a shoulder. Shoulder is not a hand. The referees, the yellow card should have been given the previous play when he's got a yellow. Always give him a yellow. What is he doing?
Unbelievable. They've overturned the red card.
But who is he giving a yellow to?
No, they've now rescinded it because VAR decided to intervene. But when it comes to the
VAR didn't intervene the last. Yeah, that's why people are frustrated.
That is a clip. No, come on. He puts his
shoulder, Naomi. It's his shoulder. I can't agree with you. It's his shoulder. It's his shoulder. It's his shoulder. It's his shoulder. It's not his arm. It's not his shoulder. It's his shoulder. VAR is, but the people see. It's not VAR. It's the people running VAR. The previous time they had a handball, they didn't call it back.
Okay.
I'm sorry, right?
Sometimes you gotta fire some people to get good decisions.
Someone out there who controls football has put a bet on Arsenal to lose. This is a gross case of match fixing. No, I'm sorry. No. This is ridiculous. VAR now intervenes when it wants to.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Aubameyang offside. Lazy ass. I don't know why you gonna be offside. I hate when forwards offside that way. Is that even offside though? I don't know. The previous handball is unforgivable that they didn't look at it and call something. That's my contention. That was no handball. Previous handball, there's no excuse why the referee didn't look at that and call and say it was a handball. That's inexcusable. And knowing us, we're gonna give it away.
Damn.
I think we're getting frustrated now. Xhaka will not live this one down if we don't win it.
Don't worry. He's going to get it. Don't worry about that.
Purple, a mistake or incompetence, Purple. The mistake is when you miss something, and you gotta go back and look at it. And that's what VAR is supposed to be doing, correcting mistakes. So the mistake was the referee, but VAR, that's a level of incompetence which you can't get comfortable with. Not to not even look at it.
Oh, so now you give a handball for like.
I think the commentators are puzzled how the handball wasn't given. So, except the only person that puzzled is Andre Marin and the VAR person. At some point, they got to start finding some VAR people for incompetence. You can't keep doing the same thing and everybody get frustrated, especially fans when their team get disadvantaged by these decisions. Wow. It doesn't look good. Come on, Pepe, you gotta go redeem yourself.
Come on, we should have at least 5 minutes stoppage time.
Do we really want it?
Yeah, I need it right now.
they get as many chances of VR.
All we need is one chance, just one. 4 minute stoppage time.
If we draw or lose this game, it's just really bad actually. This last game I'm getting on my bed at 6:30 or 7 o'clock on a Saturday watch. But we should be winning this game.
Yep.
How is that just 4 minutes? If you're just basing it on substitutions, it's 4 minutes, 3 minutes.
Listen, I don't go after referees. I criticize players, but today it's got to be all VAR's fault. Mostly VAR's fault.
Yeah, VAR was incompetent today. I must say that VAR was incompetent.
I mean, and more incompetent than Xhaka, to be honest.
No. Xhaka's mistake is not forgivable. Not forgivable. Sorry. That's no. Xhaka was. You can't make that mistake.
What is Callum Chambers doing on this field?
I understand the Callum Chambers decision.
No, I don't.
The fear. No, the fear of Burnley's height. I'm telling you, it's the fear of Burnley's height.
What? It did what?
Their height, and the ball in the box. That's the rationale for the decision.
Really? Bertram, you got your Budweiser specs on.
Come on, Arsenal, pull it out last minute.
Come on!
No! Oh, Lord. It's not. Naomi, sometimes it's not your day.
No. It was our day. It was our day.
If Aubameyang just cut that ball, he can cap it in the goal. If he didn't fake the shot, if he just...
What the hell?
What the?
Oh my God! No! It's pinball mania in the box.
Not your day. It's not your day. It's not your day.
Oh my God!
If it's not your day, it's not your day, and it's not our day.
Get the ball! Get the ball!
Wow. Not your day.
They blocked it on the line twice?
Yeah. Andrew Mar's looking at his watch.
That's got to be a handball there, right? Unbelievable.
Yeah. Tie game. Unbelievable.
Who took that shot?
Tobias
and Callum Chambers.
And Tobias hit the post. Xhaka, you got to stay on the field, Xhaka. Don't come off. Don't go home.
Yeah,
stay in the field.
No, he's going home. He's going to run and hide.
Xhaka, stay in the field. So the game ended up 1-0, 1-1, and you were the one who gave that game away with your brainless play. So Peters had a red. Peters caused a penalty. Didn't get the penalty, but then he had one taken off the line. He got a red card. That's his day. That's Peters' day today.
Of course, that's why he's smiling. He's grinning.
That's ridiculous that we didn't get a penalty. That's not forgivable by the referee. I'm sorry. That's asinine.
Pro Lover says Burnley feels good for this crap. Yeah,
feels like a loss, right?
Yep,
it was a loss.
Purple Gooner
yep,
says
let the Xhaka hate again.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's an awful game of football.
Yeah, that's a wasted 2 hours.
Ratings.
Yep.
I don't even feel like doing ratings. I don't feel like I'm not into the ratings.
I'll give Leno a 6. I'll give Chambers a 3. I'll give Louise a 5. I'll give Mari a 6. I'll give Tierney a 6. I'll give Xhaka a 1. I'll give Partey a 4. I'll give Xhaka.
You gave Xhaka already a 1.
I give Xhaka. I give
Saka.
Willian a 4. I'll give Odegaard a 4. I'll give Saka a 5. And I'll give Aubameyang a 5, between a 4.5.
He did score.
Yeah, other than that, he has to get a 6 then because he scored. Sorry, my bad.
Bye, Night. Thanks for joining us. Not the best of days. This was a loss.
See you later, Night.
Neo, Miss, what's your grading? If you want to give one, I'm not.
I would give Leno. I give him a 6. I'll give him a 6.5. There was a save in the game where Burnley could have scored a goal quite easily.
Two goals, 2 saves, 2 excellent saves.
2 saves.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a 6.5. I thought the game could have actually been a loss. Chambers, I'll give a 5. I thought it was an okay performance. Nothing to really speak of. I I think he's probably been told what to do in the game. David Luiz, I'd also give a 5. Mari, I give a 5. Tierney, I'll give a 5. Xhaka, my God. Over the past several weeks, granted Xhaka has actually been pretty good, and I've given him 6 for the most part. But today, that mistake was just criminal. I would have given him a 4 if we had won the game. But that mistake just drops that to a 1. For me, it's just unacceptable. And when that's the one thing that costs us. So he gets a 1. Partey, I'll give a 5. Saka, I'm going to give a 4. I thought he was quite ineffective throughout the game. Disappointing. Odegaard, I'm going to give a 4 as well. Again, ineffective, non-existent. Willian as well, I'll also give a 4, non-existent. And then Aubameyang, I will give a 6.5 because he scored the goal. But that's it for me.
Yeah, I give Leno a 7. I thought he played well. 2 brilliant saves. I give Chambers a 5. I thought he played within himself. There's not much more he can do. There was nothing created from his side of the field that created a goal or a chance to score. I gave David Luiz a 4. I think Burnley got in twice, and they should have scored the one that Leno saved. So I don't think he was that great. I don't think Mario was great either. I think they were both the same. It was mainly here ball in the air. The goal that they almost scored, I thought Mari didn't look behind him to see what was behind him. He just went for the ball without jockeying to be able to give him time, his team time to recover. So I gave him a 4 also. I gave Tierney a 5. I thought he tried, but it was a difficult game in terms of the physicality of Burnley and them pressing us high. I gave Partey a 3.5. I don't think he played well at all. Apart from the one time we penetrated their line to score, I don't think he had a good game. He's making mistakes. He wasn't closing down as well as he can. He had a chance, which he put over the bar, which right outside the box, should have done better with. I didn't give Xhaka a score because I don't think he deserved one. I think that mistake alone was enough to say you get NA today. You weren't playing because I admit that Leno to me was somewhat culpable, but it's Xhaka. You can't make that mistake. Not in front of your goal, not when you don't have a right foot. There's so many things that come into play about that decision, which cost a goal, which then resulted in the 1-1 tie, frankly. Even though there are other opportunities in the game for us to change the game. I gave William a 4. I don't think he did much today. And if I'm Pepe, even though Pepe had his chance, I don't understand why I have had a more consistent season than William. William has played well in 2 games, and he gets to play all the time and the start. 2 out of 30 or 30 plus doesn't guarantee you a start. That makes no sense to me. We know William is a good player. We know William has ability. He hasn't been producing. I gave Abba a 6. I thought Pope should have done better on his goal, frankly, but he scored. This is what he does. Our defender should have sent him down the line, but that's not about Abba. That's about him scoring. I thought he played okay. I don't think it was exceptional. Got to cut out the offsides. His speed is enough to give the defender more room to go by them because offsides are turnover to me. I gave Saka a 3. I think Saka had really good chances today, which he bushed. He was fouling. He wasn't in the game, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. He had a lot of balls, but he wasn't the normal Saka we see every week that goes by defenders, don't turn the ball over, make good plays. He just wasn't there at the horses as should be today. We gave Odegaard a 4. I think Odegaard has had enough start now for us to say, is Odegaard the answer? He's having enough play. He come in. He did deserve him coming in and starting right away. We have given him a lot of opportunities. I don't see the differentiation in terms of him being a world beater, even though he comes with a great reputation. So why am I sacrificing my regular players for Odegaard when he's going to go back to Real Madrid? I don't get it. He's not making a difference. He's not creating chances. He's not the big defender, even though 10 don't play a lot of defense. I don't see Odegaard starting going forward because you know what?
Who else would you play there, though? With
Smith Rowe.
Who else would you play at the 10?
Smith Rowe should be playing there.
He's not fit.
Well, even when he was fit, he put him out wide. When he was fit, he put him out wide. But he's not a winger. We put him out wide and play Odegaard. Odegaard is not making the difference to deserve to start. I'm sorry. Bring him on if you want, but he doesn't do it. Pepe missed a glorious chance. Pepe gets a 4. Yeah.
Before you go on, with Odegaard, don't be surprised if we buy Odegaard in the summer if he becomes available.
Neomis, we ain't got no darn money to buy anybody. Neomis, we lost. How many money we lost last year? How many? We had May financials in the Neomis. We lost about 47 million this year. We lost about 50 something last year. We may lose, and this is worse this next year. When you check out where we are, we're gonna be in the hole for 100 and what? Probably 150 mil plus.
Guys, we don't forget we're gonna be getting at least 80 million in sales this year.
Really?
That's if we sell him.
For who and from who?
We're gonna get 80 million in sales.
Who are we selling?
I mean, I've told you this how many times?
Guendouzi,
who are we selling?
Lacazette. Guendouzi and Lacazette alone are probably about 45.
And who's gonna buy them? Who's gonna pay for? You pay 45 million for Guendouzi?
No. 25 for Guendouzi and about 20 for Laka.
Laka, Nketiah, Torreira.
Yeah, he's gone.
Chambers, Mavropanos, El Neni.
He's definitely.
All of them players can't stay, brother.
And who are we buying with that money?
Willock, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. That's 9 players I've just named. If you can't raise 80 million out of 9 players, then you can't do maths.
So here's the question, Tony. Who's gonna buy them?
It doesn't matter.
It does.
None of them is worth less than 10 million, Bertram.
No, I would agree
with
you, Tony.
None of them is worth less than 10 million.
I agree, Tony. Don't get me wrong, but we have no idea what the debt is. So do you have to service your debt? You gotta balance your books. That money may just go to repurchasing players, right? Because if you lose 51 a year, 40 next year you're gonna lose another, even a higher number. Because remember, you're still playing players. You gotta pay player salary. Where's the money coming from to pay for those player salaries? There's no gate receipts. We're the most dependent team on gate receipts in the Premier League. So I don't know.
Sorry,
I haven't seen the books.
All of that. I apologize.
No, what I'm saying, Tony, is that you're saying player sales is going to be reinvested in buying players. Are we guaranteed that? That's the question.
Of course we are.
How?
Bertram, we've got 9 players to sell. If we sell 5 of them, if we only sell 5, we still make 80 million.
And you've lost 100 million over the last 2 years. You may lose another 60, 70.
Matter.
And you borrow 120 million pounds from the window.
It doesn't matter. You have to play the season. You have to go ahead and buy, knowing full well, everybody knows the game of football is about making money. They ain't going to lose 150 million for the next 10 years. They've had 1 year, a blip. Yeah? 1 year. The next 10 years, we're making 150 million every year.
We've had 1.5 years of blip.
How do you think Barcelona have operated? How do you think Real Madrid have operated?
Yeah, they can't buy anybody, can they? They haven't
but
bought
the point
anyone.
is, their turnover is sufficient. Yeah, when they start getting fans back in again, they know they'll get their recoup straight away. Now the difference is,
Tony,
they're buying 200 million pound players every summer.
Tony, you can't make up for lost revenues. Let me say that again, Tony.
Can.
No, Tony.
Man, Bertram.
Tony. You cannot make it up. No, Tony. You're missing the point.
Are you mad?
No, Tony. Listen to me, Tony.
Do you know that there's such a thing as sponsorship, Bertram? Do you know how much it costs to sponsor a stadium?
Now listen to me. The sunk revenues are like sunk costs. That revenue is gone, right? So it's expensive. So when Barca check his books, come next year, Barca may be owing about $1 billion in debt, right? So instead of getting $1 billion in revenues, they still got to pay player salary and operating costs for this year coming up. The question is, no, you're shaking your head, Tony. I'm telling you, I'm an accountant. That's what I do. I'm trying to tell you how this works. This is not guessing. I'm telling you how it works. So
okay,
you can
Bertram, let me explain something to you.
Tony, let me explain to you. Over time, You can cut away. No, I'm telling you, Tony. Over time, you can reduce. Over time, you can reduce it. Barca has been lucky because their debtors are not calling the debt, Tony. They're going to allow them because they want to serve the debt. They can't afford to call the debt. With a normal operating company, they would go bankrupt.
Okay, Bertram, very simple mathematics. What debt are Arsenal servicing? A mortgage on a stadium, and wages.
No, Arsenal a much better situation than Barca. Arsenal is a much better situation than Barca. There's no comparison. Right,
so
I agree with that.
What debt are Arsenal servicing? A mortgage on a stadium and wages.
No. Well, an operating cost you have, right? I don't know what those costs are.
But that's it. That's it.
But Tony, it depends
when the
on your
stadium is
strategy.
paid off in the next few years, which they will do,
right.
Guess what? All the money goes. So Arsenal are not in financial difficulty. Yeah? Let's get this right. They will continue to generate huge amounts of money because they have the highest paying fans in the world. You seem to forget that. It's more expensive to go watch Arsenal than it is to go watch Barcelona.
So Tony, here's the situation, Tony. Here's the situation. So in when you do financial statements, you have your assets and your liabilities and what they call owner's equity. There are three components. Listen to me. So if Kroenke decide I don't want any debt, my books have to be balanced. There's a whole different strategy about how you decide to put players there. Then if you say, you know what, do that what we do at Chelsea, which is Abramovich loan the company money, right? No, Tony, I'm telling you, depends on how he wants to run it.
Listen, all these people putting in the government, we took £120 million loan. You lot are mad. We took that loan out because it's literally money. It's free money. There's no interest. It's free money. Arsenal can afford to pay 120 million.
It's not free money.
Stan Kroenke can drop 120 million in no time.
But he's
not. That is nothing to him.
He's not doing that though.
Because he's getting free money.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Kroenke's not putting money in the club. There's a difference between Abramovich or Man City owners or PSG owners who put their own money at risk. Kroenke's not doing that.
Okay.
He's running this as a
You're missing my point, though, Bertram. You're missing my point.
Okay.
The point is, Arsenal will not stop making money. The debt that Arsenal have will be serviced easily within 10 years. There's no bank that's going to refuse Arsenal money because you can't afford to pay a debt today. Because we all know the football business is big business. Anybody who enters the football market, FGS, the Glazers, Sheikh Mansour, no, they're going to get their money back.
So, Tony, with your logic, any team in the Premier League can just go out and ban. With your logic, because the Premier League is a league where you get $100 million at the end of the year, right? As a team, when you move from the Championship to the Premier League, talk about you getting $100 million. But listen to me, before you jump in, they have £100 million. So you should say any team in the Premier League can go out and buy anyone they want because they have unlimited funds coming in. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Who has the most expensive stadium in the Premier League?
Spurs.
Right. How much more expensive was their stadium than our stadium? Because when you talk about debt, Spurs have got way more debt than we have, right?
No, I agree. So does Man U, by the way. Man U's debt is about 600 mil.
Right.
I agree.
Do you think the bank's going to turn them down?
It depends.
No, they're not. Don't be silly.
No, it depends.
It depends on nothing, Bertram.
It depends.
The bank know full well that they can service the debt because they have rich owners and they have money coming in every season guaranteed.
So when you have a debt with a bank, there's a contract involved with that debt. That contract stipulates your payment stream and the criteria for you to make payments when you have that situation. Not every bank, Tony, is enamored with just giving you money when you may struggle to pay that money back. No, I agree, Tony, about the vaccine changes the dynamics of how this works going forward. Right? The vaccine basically says we're going to go back to business as normal. So therefore, yes, I can see your revenue projection and stream coming in, and I can see you're going to pay my debt down. If that was the case, Tony, West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace would all go out and buy a ton of money. Nobody wants to be having debt, and you got to pay the taxman too. So what the Championship have done with Championship team is they are not paying the taxman.
Okay. at the end of the day, yeah, it boils down to this. Every team in the Premier League can afford to spend a lot of money.
So why don't they?
Because they get a huge amount of money from TV rights alone.
But why don't they? Let
me break this down.
Okay.
TV rights alone can finance every football team without fans.
Okay. Really?
Let me say that again. TV rights alone can finance every football team without fans.
What does finance mean?
Being able to pay your wages and the stadium that you operate in. Because that's all football is. It's a very simple game, bro.
So if you think about it this way, have you looked at Arsenal's financials? And if that was the case, why did Arsenal had a loss last year when they had commercial money, TV revenues, and still running a loss? I'm curious. Why they have a loss last year, the last 2 years, if they have commercial money from Puma with 60 mil, they have TV money, they have revenues from sales of other merchandising, and still run a loss of 47 million or 50 million. Why is that?
47 million is nothing, bro.
And 50 million.
Mesut Ozil earns more than 47 million.
No, he doesn't. He earns 350 a week. That's not 47 million. That's about 80 million pounds a year.
It's a lot of million, right?
Yeah, but I'm at 350. Like I said, 150. Pepe, they start adding up, 160. Operating
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Can you hear me?
No, we can't. Oh, you're talking to someone else.
We just shed 40 million in salary.
Yes, no, I
will
agree
do
with
it
Tony.
again.
But Tony, there's a reason why they've done that, Tony. It's to reduce costs. It's to reduce costs, Tony.
So let's get back to where the conversation started. Yeah, as I said, if Arsenal can't raise 80 million this summer, when you got 9 players to sell, you've got a bad accountant.
No, it's not yet. It's not a bad accountant.
Do the maths, my brother.
No, it's not a bad accountant.
9 players to sell.
Yeah, I agree.
If you can't raise 80 million, somebody needs shooting. And I'm counting in a depressed market.
Hey, Tony.
If someone does their maths properly, we should be walking out with 150.
Yeah, he's right. I agree with that. I think, you know what? We should be able to raise, like Tony said, about 80 million if we can get rid of them all at the same time. But then I think that there should still be 30 million on top. There should be 30 million from somewhere.
From where?
Come on, man. We're Arsenal, man. I know it's a depressed time, but 30 million, even from the leftover from last season, there should be at least 25 million they can put on top. Come on now.
I think Apollo is saying the club had to repay broadcast revenues 2019-20 season. Yeah, I mean, look, Tony's right in terms of this last season and a half being an aberration, right? It's not normal. But let's go back to when things were normal. How much money were we spending compared to Man City, Man U, even Liverpool of late? And frankly, Liverpool came by because FSG is not wasting their money. American owners in general don't spend like Russian owners, don't spend like Middle Eastern owners. They spell prudently, which is the business is a self-sustaining model. I'm not going to put all my money in it.
That's right, Bertram. And even on a conservative spending, what do you call it, self-sustaining model, you still got to be able to pump up 20 million, 25 million, 30 million when you need it. We're not asking you to be like PSG boss or Man City boss or Chelsea boss. They'll easily throw you 50, 60, 80 million. We're not asking for that, but you're running a business. Sometimes you've got to pump into your own business to keep it going nicely.
So they just pumped in 120 million when they borrowed from the window to help the business keep on running. Right?
Yeah, I'm talking about on a human resources level, on a playing level. I'm not saying because this is me, right? You see where I sit with this. I'm with Tony. I'm with Tony 100% on this. I'm not expecting our bosses on a self-sustaining model to go out there looking for transfers to save us right now. I don't care if it's I don't care who it is, 50 million. I'm not expecting that. I am expecting them to look at what we've got in terms of playing personnel, who we can cash in on. I'm not even going to waste time going through the list. I've done it before. Tony has just done it. I can see 80 million easy. 60 million, don't even question me. 60 million easy. Okay, if they can't raise 60 million from the playing staff that we've got already, like you said, people need to be shot. They need to be sacked. It's easy money. Easy. And what I'm talking about is if you get the 60, 80 million, then throw 20, 30 on top to help the boss out. Let him get the players that he needs. We're in trouble, man. You know?
So it's not how a lot of times in life, not how much you make, it's how much you spend, right? So our spending has been atrocious. Our assets have become liabilities, not real assets. When you buy an asset, you credit one side and you debit one side, and it bounces out to zero, and then you take it from there. It doesn't work this way for us. You bought Mustafa for 30 million, you got zero for him. That means you just got a liability of 30 million. Whether you took it from your own pocket or you borrowed it. That's how it works.
Are you talking about Mustafi, did you say?
Yeah.
I'm just giving you an example of how Arsenal's work.
No, it's not always the same thing. No, it's not always the same thing.
You're not listening, Nabi. You're not listening. Most organizations, look at Liverpool. They buy Firmino for 20-something million. They buy Suarez for 20-something million. They buy Coutinho for 20-something million. They make 70, they make 80, they make 120. That means your asset appreciates. Our assets depreciate at an alarming rate. We buy Ozil, we buy Mustafa, we buy the Gabriel that went back to Spain. All assets we have that we buy end up being zero return. You can't run a business like that. You spend 30, you go buy something for 30 mil, and this is a damn car, for example, it's an exotic car, you get a return on your money. We can't get a return on our money. So the problem we run into is
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, right? But you've got to understand that it's not always like that. So, for example, you pay whatever you paid for Lacazette. You paid 52 million for Lacazette. You play him week in, week out for the duration of his contract. Literally, that's your money's worth. You spend 50 million on him, you get 50 million pounds worth of service. It's not always you're going to get your money back. It's not always that you're going to spend it, sell and make a profit. Just because you signed someone for 50 million, you've had him for 4 or 5 years, and he walked out on a free, that's not necessarily a loss all the time. It's not
Don't disagree because the asset gets service. But here's the problem.
It gives service.
We don't have Man U money. We don't have Man City money. We don't have, I wouldn't call it Liverpool. Liverpool doesn't really have money. So you need to have assets that's going to appreciate. So even you get your money back, a small loss, but when they're under 30, you shouldn't be able to lose a player when you buy the player. When they're 20, you should be able to lose.
Bertram, when you say we don't have Man City money, we don't have all these Man United money, who's the third highest earning manager, owner in the Premier League? Number one, Sheikh Mansour. Yeah. Number two, Roman Abramovich. Number three, Kroenke.
You're confusing the owner's wealth with the club's wealth. And they're probably, in the way they operate, they're mutually exclusive. You're confusing the owner's wealth.
You've got Man City's wealth, Sheikh Mansour's wealth.
Yes. That's what you've done. You're not putting Man City's wealth.
Man City is worth Jack. If you don't have Sheikh Mansour there. Mm-hmm. Because they bought the stadium for nothing.
You can't compare oil money or ill-begotten money.
What are you doing?
You're not listening. You can't compare again oil money and ill-begotten money and ill-begotten money.
Money is money, Bertram. It don't matter where it comes from.
Because there is no. Here's what matters. Because I feel more of an obligation to keep my money if I really work hard for it, versus if I get it easy, it's spent easily. Aubameyang's got his money through ill-begotten gain. Oil money, the oil is always pumping. It's almost like free money, the way they spend money in the Middle East. Kroenke's not spending his money that way. It's not happening. He gets his money through real estate. He gets money through sports team. He's not spending his money that way. He's not doing it. Self-sustaining model. The business runs itself, makes its own money, and pays for its operations.
Yes, Bertram, I agree with you. I mean, this is the thing. I'm listening to both sides of the argument, and I agree with both sides because I don't consider myself to be a big businessman, but I am a businessman. I invest money, I look for a return, pay taxes, whatever. Yep. And the way Kroenke is doing it is the way it's supposed to be done. Let's just have it right. That's how it's supposed to be done, But that being said, and this is why I'm not even focused on Kroenke's money. I'm not worried about Kroenke's money. Forget it. Right. It's not even the topic. The topic is the management of the football club. And now we're going into the summer, right? We're going to finish mid-table. If something doesn't change, we're going to be out of the Champions League. And as a business, as a business, it's just like how I work in my business. I got to do marketing. In order for me to generate some revenue, I can sit here and just take like monkey money, chump change, yeah? And I'm not spending anything. But I'm doing okay. I'm getting some profit, but it's monkey money, right? If I want the proper money, I got to spend on marketing. I got to invest in marketing. 4 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, whatever it is, I got to put it into the marketing. But guess what? When I put it in, I get a better return. I get a higher turnover. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I get it quicker too. This is where Arsenal is. This is where Arsenal is. And this is where, if Arsenal want to get back to where they want to be, top 4, top 5, whatever, they ain't doing it with that collection. You understand what I'm saying to you? What they're going to have to do, like Tony said, like we all, this is why we play the game in the group, in 101. We play this game all the time. Because really, what you're going to have to do in terms of a self-sustaining business model is you're going to have to look at your assets. Every player is an asset. You're looking at Bellerin. You're looking at Xhaka. You're looking at Torreira. You're looking at Guendouzi, Lacazette even. You're looking at a bunch of players and you're saying, what can I get for them? What's the best I can get for them? And now you've got to turn that into revenue. You got to turn it into revenue. You got to do it quick. I'm the type of guy. This is what I'm like. You know, I'm the type of guy. I'm like, you know, Torreira, for example. Torreira's worth 25 million. Give me 21 for him, but give it to me now, yeah? Like right now. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Nabil,
this one's worth 18 mil. Just give me 15 for him. But now, I need it now. I ain't got time to play hardball. Give me the money so I can put it together and reinvest.
Nabil, but don't disagree. But here's my point I was making earlier. So Torreira is what, about 24? 24, 25? Yep. So you bought an asset 2 years ago for 28 million dollars.
26 million, yeah.
26 million. You're going to sell it for 21. You've lost 5
I'm not trying to hear that, yo.
Exactly. We don't hear that, Bertram. That's not important.
Listen.
Business.
Nabil, you just said it's a self-sustaining model. That's not self-sustaining model way of operating.
Bertram, can I say something real quick? Yeah? Okay. Take the example of Ozil. Take the example of, like you said, Mustafi. So you've got I spend 25 million, I get back 21 million, or I spend 35 million, I get back nothing. Which one do you want?
No, Nabil, but that's not the choice. You have the choice wrong, though, Nabil.
Which one do you want? I know which one I want.
No. Here's the point, though. In both cases, you've ended up with a loss. It's just the degree of the loss.
That's how it works. You don't always make money. You don't always make money.
Nabil.
You don't always make money. Sometimes you lose.
Nabil.
It's called damage limitation. Sometimes you just have to limit your losses, right? And right now, sorry, Bertram, I'm going to let you speak right now because I feel like I'm talking over you. Forgive me, bro. I'm going to give it back to you. But hear me out. Please hear me out real quick, yeah? I get what you're saying. And in the ideal business sense, you know, you've got business guys out here. They like Daniel Levy, some others. They don't mess about with that. They don't play with that. No, they don't want to hear none of that. I get that. But hear what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to you, yeah? We need cash. Right. He ain't giving us no cash. Not the amount that we need. We need to generate cash. It doesn't matter if there's losses in that cash. We just need to get together 60, 70, 50, 80 mil to reinvest in the transfer market. So some players, like you said, and this is how it mitigates itself. It mitigates itself. So, for example, you have somebody like Torreira. You spent 26 million for him. You get 20 million for him. Okay, but then you've got somebody like, I don't know, Bellerin, for example. How much did you pay for him? Nothing, pretty much. But I'll take 30 million for him. Are you calculating that as well? There's others. There's Guendouzi. You paid 7 million for him. You sell him for 18 million. It's called a balance sheet. It balances. Not everyone's going to make profit. Some of them are going to be losses, but some of them are going to be good. You just got to get the revenue in, cash flow, and reinvest it.
So, Nabil, your analogy and the way you've constructed it is fine theoretically. So here's the problem I have with the theory. So I'm talking long-term strategy and a sustainable business model. You can't have a model where you either get zero or a lower number for your asset.
But Bertram, please, don't fool us. Arsenal have been doing this for 20 years.
No,
for the last 20 years, we've been working on a negative transfer budget.
That's not true.
It
is
is
not
true.
No, that's not true. Far from the truth. So Arthur Wenger answered a time where he would sell the Nazarenes and the Boyards of the world and make a profit on them. That is no guess. That's a fact.
Yeah, but you're
We
not
used to make
counting
money
what
in
he
players
bought in
all the time.
return. You're not
Huh?
counting what he bought in return.
No, but this is later on, Tony. This is later on, Tony. We got all messed up. It's later on. The model worked because we would buy low and sell high. That's how we make. That's how we sustain ourselves before Wenger got in trouble of buying the Artetas of the world and the Mertesaurs of the world. Before he's buying those donkeys, as you call them. I mean, donkeys, good or donkeys, frankly. We used to have a sustainable business model.
Let Neomis talk. I can see him chomping at the bit. Let Neomis talk. Jump in, Neomis.
Listen, I understand all of the debts that are going on at Arsenal. I just personally believe that every time when we think that Arsenal don't have money, which for me is a lot of the time, Arsenal seem to come up with money. So whatever war chest, that the media always come out with, I'm just on the belief that Arsenal are going to be able to fix it and at least get something done. I'm not asking to spend 40, 50 mil on players, but I do think Arsenal will be able to get some stuff done.
I don't think you can spend your way out of this, right? I think it's always about what's at the top of the house. Who is running the club?
Spend your way out of it, Bertram.
Well, if you're Man City, you can. If you're Man City, you can.
But no, even Arsenal right now, we've cleared out five names out the hat. We cleared it out. We gave them away. We packed up their bags and we gave them the end of their contract money and said, "Thank you, go about your business." That is the precursor to this summer when we will have to do the same again and send a load of players out. And what I'm saying is I don't expect us to turn around and go, "Oh, we've made more money than we sold." I don't expect that. I expect us to spend more money than we make. But if we make 80 million, we should be spending 120 million. If we're letting 8 players, count the players in the January transfer window. Yeah? 5 players left, no players came in. Yeah? And if in the summer we get rid of 6 players, that's 11 players gone. We must get 5 players in.
But you got to replace the 11 players, don't you, Tony?
We ain't going to do that. We're going to replace from within the under 23.
We're going to use the academy. You have one of two choices. If you lose the 11 players, you have 25 less squad. You got to replace the 11 that you removed, unless you bring people from the academy. It's a zero-sum game.
That's what you have to do, Bertram. Yeah. Think about the squad right now. Yeah?
All right.
We have to release one out of Nketiah and following Balogun because they both have the same agent. Yeah?
Right.
And the agent has said they both can't stay. So one has to go. And then we got Lacazette. So 2 strikers could go this summer. How many strikers do you think we'll get back in return?
Well, look, if you're keeping Balogun, so you have 1. About it's 2. You need at least 3 strikers, minimum.
Right.
You need at least 3 strikers, maybe even 4, because the injuries play a role. I don't know. I mean, look, the question is, what you want quality. You want world-class striker. You don't want any striker, correct?
Right.
How much a world-class striker going to cost?
So in a
post-pandemic, vaccination environment. That's expensive.
Right. So guess what Arsenal do? This is what Arsenal do. Arsenal go and search the 2nd division of Brazil and they find another Gabriel Martinelli. And they pay 2 bob for him.
Or you promote Martinelli in a spot. So yeah, Martinelli can play.
That's what Arsenal do.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that's what we're gonna do, then you're wrong. Because I'll give you the classic example. Runarsson. We needed a goalkeeper. We had 1 goalkeeper at the club. And what did Arsenal do? Instead of going and buying a proper backup, they went and bought Runarsson.
Well, no, I think look, they were looking for something cheap, right? Because they sold Martinez. They had to buy parts. I don't know. We don't know behind the scenes.
We sold Matt Macy.
We gave him away, I thought we gave him away.
A little piece.
Basically gave him away. We gave away Matt Macy. We bought Runarsson, who's not better than anybody I know. Even your son is a better goalkeeper, and he knows to keep. He's a better goalkeeper than Runarsson. Runarsson should not be part of Arsenal. They made a mistake. They don't want to admit it, but they made a mistake and run it.
So this is what I'm going to say. It's like fantasy football. You buy 4 or 5 players at big money, but you still need to have 11 players on the pitch. So what you do is you fill up the rest of the team with cheap rubbish. So I want Aubameyang at the striker. I want Kevin De Bruyne in midfield. I want Adrian in goal. I want Virgil van Dijk in the defence. Yeah? And then I have to fill up with Callum Wilson's. Yeah? And I have to find Wilfred Ndidi in midfield joining somebody. Because I can't afford to buy 11 world-class players. But what I'll do is I'll buy 5 world-class and I'll buy 5 potential world-class players or reasonable players.
And that's
what I'm talking about.
But Tony, here's the problem you run into when you do that. I don't disagree with the concept. That's why you do fantasy league. But in the real league, Man City has 22 world-class players, frankly. Man U, because they made with the catch up with Man City, will probably go out and buy more players to make it 15, 20 world-class players. Liverpool will come back with all their injuries. People will recover, go out and make a few purchases. They have 15, 16 world-class players. That's 3 positions taken. You only have 1 slot left. Other clubs are coming up, right? The Villas are coming up. Tottenham probably will improve their team, even though they're more challenged financially than we are. But they'll get people back in the stadium. They get NFL games. They'll be generating a lot of revenues. Their revenues are more than us, by the way. When you look at their revenues I think it was a year and a half ago, they had more revenues than we did. They have bigger costs than we did, so it nets out.
Who does?
Tottenham revenue was more than us.
Who?
I think Tottenham revenue was more than us the last time I checked. Check the numbers. Tottenham total revenues, I think, was more than us. I think Chelsea was there also.
Yeah, that's because of the Champions League stuff.
We're falling down further and further. At one point, I think we're number 2. When Man City come up, Liverpool has come up, Man City has come up. We're falling down that ladder more and more every year, even with us having the highest price tickets in the Premier League.
It's because of the Champions League, because we're not in it.
Well, that's a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
But also the commercial element, which is they're getting more advertisers. Their contracts are signed later than ours. They're getting more revenues. Now, the pandemic has neutralized some of this. But I don't know where we are now because I thought the numbers came out. I only saw the net losses we have. But Tony, we're not where we used to be commercially or otherwise. We're not where we used to be. We used to be next to Man U for years. That has changed. So, I'm not sure what you think, Neomis, but I think it's going to be an interesting offseason. Look, Arteta's pushing the club to do better, to buy. He says he doesn't have enough world-class players. You said that, right?
I agree with that. Like, he doesn't. There are some positions that I think that we probably might have to rely on certain academy players, on just being realistically. But I think that the players that Arsenal do choose to buy, they have to pick them right. I particularly wouldn't buy Odegaard based on what I've seen, unless in the next 11 games, as well as the Europa League, he just manages to get 6 or 7 assists, which is what I base creative players on. I'm looking for actual production. It's the reason why I rate Saka and Smith Rowe so much. So, but
yeah. Odegaard so far suggests he's going back home. At least, maybe Arteta doesn't think so, but I don't see enough to say. So the Premier League is hard to acclimate to. It's tough to come in, expect to hit the ground running. We all agree with that. But I haven't seen enough to say, you know what, guarantee we should go out and purchase him. I hope
he goes back home. I do hope he goes back home. Because I mean, he is a talented player. I just don't like Martin Keown and Tony Adams has been saying over the past week is that they're not sure whether he fits into the Premier League in terms of the way how he played, the speed, the physicality. But I hope I'm wrong. And, you know, I hope he turns out to kind of produce. You know, maybe he just needs a bit more time.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you look at the Premier League, the number 10s like Maddison, Grealish play everywhere. So you could call Grealish a 10, whatever you want to call him. You can see the differentiation. But they've been in the league for a while. So it's not fair to judge Odegaard based on 5-6 games. We got to give him more time to acclimate. But I haven't seen enough to date. You know, you see players, you see those exceptional skills. Like you see Pepe have those skills. I got to refine those skills, and I can bring out the totality of the player, and he can be a very good player. I haven't seen so far from Odegaard. I'm sure he must be there someplace because he's highly rated since he was 15, but I haven't seen it to date.
Look, look. The thing that was missing from me today was I didn't grade Arteta, and I'm giving him a 2.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I grade him a 2, and to me, the reason is he doesn't get the best out of players. He puts them in the wrong places. He builds systems that don't work. Yeah, there's no creation. There's no fluidity. Yeah, so that is on the manager. The failure of Martin Odegaard falls flat on the face of Arteta.
Well, I think what happens is this:
100%
when you bring a player in from Real Madrid with that reputation, you feel compelled and you feel the pressure to play him, right? That's what I'm seeing. So even though, let's think about it, for example, Odegaard is playing over Martinelli, and Martinelli is your property, is your asset, is somebody you're trying to groom and get better. And someone will like, how does that make sense? If you played Aubameyang today with Lacazette, you can play Martinelli with Aubameyang. You can do it if you're gonna play someone at 10 like a not mobile like Lacazette because you're desperate. The question is why you put Martinelli there then? Or why are you playing Odegaard there then? That's the question you run into. And Odegaard hasn't done enough, frankly, in all the games he has played to warrant being a starter as much as he has been so far. But you have him on loan, you feel you have to use it.
But that's then, hang on, is that not the same argument you just used about Willian all season?
What do you mean? Yeah, well, no, William. We own William.
Right.
Yeah.
So Willian is played a plethora of games, and he's had 3 good games. 3.
2.5.
2.5. Thank you.
2.5.
How does he get in the starting lineup?
I have no idea.
How does he get in the starting lineup?
Well, I think people talk about Arteta being great.
I don't put no blame on Odegaard. I put all the blame on Arteta. If you don't know the best way to play a player, you shouldn't be a manager. Because you see the player every day. You know what he's capable of.
But also, Tony, some players are practice players, right? And you know this, right? Some players are great in training. Because in training, you can make mistakes and get away with it, right? In training, you can make mistakes and get away with it.
Sorry, Bertram. That argument ain't washing. Because we see what Willian does week in, week out, every game, without fail. And we know we can see a dud when we can see a dud.
So I don't want to seem like just like when I say good things about Xhaka, people think that I'm a Xhaka supporter. Just like I say good things about Arteta, I haven't said much about Arteta that's good. I think Arteta has got the benefit of the doubt because of the FA Cup, the Charity Shield. But what I've said to people, and because he's affiliation with Pep, what I've said to people is this: judge people over a sustained period of time. Don't judge them based on a cup competition. Apollo and I had this argument because they were saying how much better he was of Lampard. Well, Lampard got fired with a better record than Arteta. So I struggle to see how we're getting. I mean, Lampard had more resources brought in this year, granted, but they also need to get acclimated. So I don't see the logic in saying how great Arteta is. Let him have time to prove himself. He has 11 losses this season. 11 losses. We are 10th in the league, and his job is secure. That should tell you everything about Arsenal and where we are. If he was Chelsea manager, he would have been fired. Without a doubt. No matter how much talent we don't have, he would have been fired. Sporty saying, without Wenger making a decision, the newbies from top down can't buy, sell, balance the books, perform on the pitch. We're scraping into Europe every year. Kroenke, Edu, Arteta and company has work to do. We don't disagree, Sporty. There's a lot of work to be done because right now we're going the wrong direction every year. People don't realize this, We went from winning the league to making top 4 every year under Wenger to being out of the top 4 to then get into the league by winning the FA Cup in the European League. So now, if we don't win the European League, we won't get into Europe. So we're moving further away from the top and no longer should be considered a top 6 team, frankly, because we're not performing like a top 6 team. And Arteta has this persona and this sense of arrogance as to capability, which is not warranted, which is warranted based on an FA Cup, for Christ's sake, which Wigan has won, which Portsmouth have won, which teams have won who are now in, League One or going towards the National League. And that's not a criteria to say you're a great manager. Show me performance on the field. And he has the talent to do better, frankly. He has the talent to do better. It's not look, we're not a top 2 team, but we're also not a top 10 team. We're not a 10th place team. Apollo's rating.
Our performance.
Read Apollo's rating. Read Apollo's rating.
Leno 6, Chambers 5, Tierney 5, Luiz 5, Mari 5, Xhaka doesn't get graded, Party 5, Saka 5, Odegaard 5, Willian 4, Aubameyang 5.5. They're very similar to mine, but there's a lot of 5s in there.
You're gonna say Neom is sorry for actually.
Shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, sorry, I forgot. It probably wasn't that important. No, continue that.
Cool K, Leno 5, Chambers 5, Tierney 6, Luis 5, Mari 6, Xhaka 0, Partey 4, Saka 6, Odegaard 5, William 3, Aubameyang 6. So here's the thing though, since we've been grading players since the start of the season, William may have gotten over a 5, maybe 2 games or 3 games. How does he keep on starting? How do you keep on starting?
He's Arteta's boy.
Yeah, G saying Leno 6, Chambers 5, Tierney 5, Luis 5, Mari 6, Xhaka 2. Thank you, G. He's not 0, not great. 4, Saka 4, Odegaard 4, William 5, Aubameyang 6. Yeah, Odegaard hasn't gotten an A grade in any single game so far. If you're going to be new coming to the team and you're going to play every week, you got to at least be exceptional in terms of one game. I think he's gotten a 7 in one game. Maybe was it Leicester game? Yeah, it may have been Leicester game. But our best game to date has been a Chelsea game. And the reason why is because we have a bunch of kids running around.
Game.
The what? No,
Odegaard's best game was the Leeds game.
Oh, the Leeds game. Okay. I think our best game was the Chelsea game. There were a bunch of kids running around Laka and him just laying the ball up to them and they were running crazy. We played well against Leeds and we played well against Leicester, but it's been tough. Yeah, we read it already, Apollo, where Sporty is saying that we got to do better in the hierarchy of the club. We have to really get that right for it to permeate down to the rest of the what's on the field and what's in the academy. Arteta has too much stubbornness. I don't know what it is actually, because some managers are stubborn, but they're gonna play their best. Managers want to win. They're gonna play their best players. He thinks William give him the best chance to win. I'm not sure what evidence he needs to demonstrate that's not the case. Like at some point in time, you just get to be ridiculous, and he's not being ridiculous. He had a great game last game, but he hasn't played well all season. And Pepe has done better than him and not getting those opportunities. William is not even getting chances to score. Like, William is playing up front, and he's not even looking. How much goals have William scored all season? How many goals has William scored all season?
I've got it right here.
So, if you're playing football and your winger is not scoring 1 goal all season,
0.
Your midfield don't score. Your winger is not
Pepe
scoring.
scored 8.
Yeah, but how do you get goals then if you're going to play players who are not scoring? Saka scored how many goals? A few? Saka scored about 3 or 4 goals. Saka's not a goal scorer either. So where are you going to get your goals from, team? If your midfield not scoring, your defenders? Leno? Like, let's be real here. William is not a goal scorer. Hasn't been a consistent goal scorer for his career. He scored 7 or 8 each season. He's not scored all season. Why you keep playing him? I don't get it.
Yeah. Closing comments.
Oh, closing comments. Okay. Go ahead.
The Premier League is virtually over. Like, you can't make stupid mistakes like this. And the only way for us to compensate this would be to we'd have to get a win at Spurs. And then, to be honest, we'd have to go unbeaten for the rest of the season and get all wins when we still have Everton, West Ham, Liverpool all to face. But I'm just hoping that this Arsenal side will excite me again in the Europa League. And I've been saying it for weeks. All of my last thoughts and passions are all on the Europa League now. So, Arteta, let's get it right. Let's go on and beat Olympiacos and hopefully get Granada or Molde in the next round.
Yeah, I think Apollo is saying Torre is twice the player Xhaka is.
That's true.
I don't know if he's twice the player. He's probably just as good, frankly.
No,
Arteta doesn't like Torreira and doesn't get along with Guendouzi, so they're not coming back to Arsenal.
Guendouzi, I can understand.
So my closing. Go ahead, Tony.
Okay. I'm officially calling it quits now. I think the season died today.
I can understand you saying that.
We ain't gonna win the Europa.
Oh, just pray. There's a God on the Most High. Let's just.
If we win that, it's a miracle. It's a miracle.
There's a guy that
the
walked
league
on
just
water
died
time.
today. The league just died today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
My comment is we have a trainee managing our team. And the trainee has to blood himself in, and he's struggling so far. And he looks really good on screen. He's really good with the media. He took media lessons well, but in actuality, when he goes to pick his team and construct his team, and the strategy he employs within the game, it's not materializing into good outcome. And I think we can all blame the players because they're the ones on the field. He can't make decisions for Xhaka, who just made a blunder today. But even then, Burnley had chances. We had chances, more chances. So at the end of the day, we have to do better, and the manager has to do better. And I'll say this, which I agree with Tony. I don't think we have played well enough or consistently enough to win the Europa League. It doesn't look that way. There are good teams in the league, right? Spurs is there, Man U's there. I saw Spurs play Burnley, and it wasn't even close. And they're coming into form a little bit. They've won their last 2 games. But I'll say this, which is I am going to be optimistic for next year because we've gotten rid of a lot of players we don't think should be a part of the organization. And hopefully we bring in some young, energized quality to supplement what we have in the Saka and Smith Rose of the world. But it doesn't look good for this year. And frankly, I think after a while you realize that we may have to contend to where we are and not much more for a few more seasons.
No. I can't deal with 8 for a few more seasons. Like I need European football. Like if you can't even give me Europa League, then what is the point? Like
we're trying to win Formula 1 with a Corvette. Corvette is a nice car, but it ain't going to win Formula 1.
No, it's gone, Yomis. It's gone.
I'm not giving up on the Europa League. I won't do it.
It's gone, Yomis. No, I'm telling you now, it's gone.
Guys, let's just believe. Let's just tap into Ebony and like whoever are the positive people out there.
Bruv. I'm gonna put the thought into your head now, and you will continue to believe. But I want the crash to be minimal, because people who have hope and let it go to the end, when it fails, the crash is massive. Whereas people who don't believe and let it just eke out slowly, the crash is less. So I'm just saying to you, Neomis, I love that you've got that enthusiasm. I wish that we could win every game until the end of the season. But I'm putting it in your brain right now. Don't let there be a huge crash at the end.
So I think we're going to win the Champions. I think we're going to win the Champions League.
We aren't going to win. We aren't going to win.
Champions League, but we're not in it, Neomis, so we can't.
No, but we can win. We can win the Europa League, though. We're still in that.
Neomis, I'm going to even plant this seed in your head. Olympiacos, problem.
I know they're a problem.
You think we're good enough? We have got a better squad of players, but we play atrocious football in Europe sometimes. We just eked out a win against a team. Man United, Man City, Liverpool would have smashed for 8.
I guess the question for the manager is, he doesn't really care about what fans say, frankly. That's very obvious. But do you then put Partey in there with Ceballos to try them something different? Because right now, what we're doing is not where it needs to be. Look, I mean, you don't want to use one game as a criteria to judge all your season. But we have, as someone has mentioned, we have lost 11 games, which is 14 teams have done better than us from a loss perspective. Now,
Brighton have lost less games than us. Brighton have only lost 10 games.
Yeah, Brighton is fighting relegation. So it doesn't say a lot for us. Now, draws are a big deal, because 2 draws is worse than a loss. one loss actually. But at the end of the day, we have to do a better job. He has to do a better job, and he's not being criticized as much as people like Lampard lost his job for Christ's sake, with a better record than us. That tells you everything. Our standards and our expectations are lower than the top 4 teams and the top 6 teams. So he will have a job for the next 2 years, frankly. But he's living off his associated with Pep. He's living off his FA Cup, and that may get exhausted if we end up not doing better next year. But we'll see what happens.
To retort to that claim, Bertram, I honestly believe if things go the way I foresee them happening, let's just say, for instance, we end up 10th or 9th and we get knocked out by Olympiacos, Arteta could be out in the summer.
I don't think so. Kroenke doesn't like to spend money. Kroenke doesn't like to spend money. He's not like,
and no European football, and you didn't make it to the quarterfinals.
No, Bertram,
your job is in jeopardy. Your job should be in jeopardy.
It will not be. He'll say, look,
your job should be in jeopardy. Emery got sacked for way less.
Yep. I agree with that.
Emery got sacked for way less.
But that's what's helping Arteta. That's what's helping Arteta, because you can't keep changing managers, right? You've done it where you changed from Wenger to Emery to Lumberg to Arteta. It doesn't really work well, does it? So who are you going to get next time?
There's always people, bro.
Yeah, but
there's always going to be some manager, right, that everyone will jump up about. We'll all start going on the Allegri trail again.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll all start jumping, looking at the manager from this club and that club, and Ronald Koeman and Zinedine Zidane will be out of a job in the summer, guaranteed.
Oh God,
guaranteed. And people will start. I tell you what. Let me predict something for you. People will start saying Zinedine Zidane and Thierry Henry, the dream team.
No. We've got too many.
That's one loss all season.
Thank you.
Greek League is not the toughest league, but they have one loss.
They're playing a farmers. Listen,
how do they do in the Europa? Where are they doing in Europa?
I need to check that.
Well, they did beat us last season, even though Aubameyang took responsibility for that. All right. My comment is, enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Don't let Arsenal spoil your weekend.
Well, I'll try not to, man.
You should be used to this by now, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, guys.
Emery in. Emery's struggling at Villarreal. He's struggling too. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
See you guys.